From the Great Zhou continent, spiritual energy abounds. This place is known as the best era for cultivators in the East and mages in the West. As well as the demon race have ushered in the peak era of cultivation in a continent in another world. Therefore, the Great Zhou nation opened a market for cultivation talents, so that more people with talent could be chosen by great sects to become cultivators. At that time, at a registration booth for a great sect called Enlightening Valley, a handsome young man was holding a resume to read when he suddenly discovered that this person's aptitude was quite good. Third layer Qi refining supreme dual spirit root also had their own divine artifact, or was a descendant of a renowned orthodox sect. A talent so incredibly outstanding in less than 10 years, they will definitely enter the tribulation transcending stage. Upon hearing this praise, the fellow smugly said, "Oh no, you overpraise me. Please don't praise me anymore. Constant praise makes me embarrassed." He secretly thought, "I've never heard of this enlightening valley, yet it's so noble, even looking down on so many supreme talents. Maybe it's some hidden great sect. I don't believe that someone with a peerless dual spirit root like me would be looked down upon by them." As soon as his inner thoughts ceased, the handsome burly young man threw his resume down and said, "You are not qualified for entry." Upon hearing these words, the fellow spat out all his saliva. He cried his eyes out and said, "It must be because my cultivation level is too low. That's why Senior didn't choose me. I'll wait 3 years, and then come back to formally join Senior's sect." A group of onlookers gossiped. Even a peerless dual spirit root genius isn't qualified to join. Sure enough, in the eyes of the great elders, none of us are qualified. What exactly is the background of this enlightening valley, isn't it? Some hidden great sect? He was the great disciple of Enlightening Valley Feng Qingyue. He sighed and said, "So many people, yet not a single one is qualified indeed. This generation is even worse than the last." Just then a commotion echoed from afar. There was a girl being teased by a group of young men on the street. One of them laughed loudly and said, "Your aptitude wants to enter a cultivation sect. Don't make me die." Laughing, get lost. The Great Zhou nation doesn't need trash like you. Her name was Ling Ling. Except for the 7-sect alliance, other sects accept people regardless of aptitude and talent. Why can't I come, besides with an aptitude like mine? Many seniors have successfully transcended tribulations. Don't look down on others. He replied coldly, still quite defiant. "It seems I'll have to teach you a lesson, but I see you have some beauty. How about this? You have some fun with me and I'll help you join Heavenly Insight Pavilion." The girl was startled and said, "Don't you come near." He shouted loudly, "Don't you know what's good for you?" The crowd, munching on melon seeds and watching the show, also debated, is this Heavenly Insight Pavilion one of the 7-sect alliance? It's not easy to provoke. Better not go over there. One less trouble is better than one more. We should leave too, lest we get caught up in trouble. Suddenly a fan flew through the air, tearing through the wind and hitting the fellow's hand, making him yell, "My hand is broken. Where's my hand? I'm playing Arena of Valor here." At this moment, Feng Qingyue appeared with a godlike face and several main character effects looking very dashing. The fellow's face was filled with killing intent as he said, "Where did this pretty boy come from, daring to lay hands on us from Heavenly Insight Pavilion?" He immediately said, "A bunch of ants dare to question who I am. Who gave you the guts?" As soon as he finished speaking, he wielded his fan, causing the entire group from Heavenly Insight Pavilion to fall to the ground in pain. Seeing this situation, the crowd was all excited and cheered. "Oh my God, Senior has made a move as expected of a great elder from a hidden sect, daring to teach a lesson to someone from Heavenly Insight Pavilion." The girl Ling Ling also looked enchanted and said, "A hidden sect is truly amazing." Then the girl came forward and introduced herself. "I am Ling Ling." "Thank you, benefactor, for saving me," he replied. "I just didn't like these dogs, so I taught them a lesson to remember." Suddenly, a resume of the girl flew by. He caught it and 3 words caught his eye: wasted spirit root. He said in shock, "Holy moly, you are actually the legendary wasted spirit root." Hearing him shout like that, the girl blushed and said, "Yes, yes." As soon as he finished speaking, he grabbed the girl's hand and said, Excellent, you are qualified to join my sect, so come back with me to Enlightening Valley to be my junior sister. Study 5 days, rest 2 days. All food and lodging included, plus 5 types of insurance and a rich welfare fund with monthly resource provisions. His words shook the crowd. What the heck, the great elder wants to accept someone who is a wasted spirit root. Sure enough, the thoughts of a great elder from a hidden sect are beyond our comprehension. He glanced coldly and said, "So what if it's a wasted spirit root? It simply means the teacher is incompetent." He turned and said, "Junior sister, rest assured in my enlightening valley, I will definitely make you a supreme existence in this world." The girl heard this and drooled with excitement, saying, "Ling Ling is willing to formally join Enlightening Valley. Time waits for no one. I'll take you back to the valley first." He smiled slyly and said, "Finally tricked one. He found a wasted spirit root for second senior brother to be friends with, and she's a cute junior sister. He'll definitely be very happy." The naive girl still didn't know what was happening and silently told herself, "I must work hard and not disappoint benefactors' expectations." After a while, the two arrived at Enlightening Valley, a place with 2 mountains, like a pair of ox horns, growing in the endless plain. Upon entering the gate, he said, "Master is traveling outside, so the apprenticeship rituals are excused." For now, the girl also curiously whispered, "Is this Enlightening Valley?" The girl secretly thought the hidden sect that cultivators mention sounds earth-shattering. Why is this place as deserted as an abandoned temple, and so old it looks so poor? At this moment, he walked over and said, "Let me introduce everyone to you. First, second junior brother, come out quickly and meet the junior sister I've chosen for our Enlightening Valley." The image in Ling Ling's mind at this moment was a second senior brother with overwhelming charisma and above all incredibly handsome, because people say that the obsession with handsome men, even if reincarnated 10 times, will never disappear. But the actual image was him sitting on the ground, naively roasting a rabbit head to eat. Feng Qingyue, the first senior brother, also said this is the second senior brother of Enlightening Valley Sun Xiaocheng. Ling Ling secretly thought, "Oh my god, did I imagine that appearance with added effects just now, and the reality is so different." Second senior brother immediately asked, "Want some rabbit head?" At this moment, first senior brother quickly stepped forward and said, "Put down the rabbit head first. This is a junior sister I just tricked." "Ah, no, just accepted, Ling Ling." Second senior brother immediately replied, "I wasn't asking you. Just arrived, do you want to eat or not?" The girl saw the 4 roasted heads and broke out in a sweat, replying, "No, no need." As soon as she finished speaking, second senior brother turned and left, saying, "Then I'll go get 2 more." The girl was speechless and secretly thought, did he even hear what I said first? Senior brother was also speechless, but also clarified. "Your second senior brother is the strongest person in Enlightening Valley. You know, although his personality is a bit peculiar, his character is very good. You'll be messing around with him later." Upon hearing the 2 words strongest, the girl was incredibly excited, but second senior brother clearly had not a trace of spiritual energy. He was simply a mortal as soon as her words fell. First senior brother's face turned green, and he immediately rushed to cover her mouth. "Yun, sister, some words shouldn't be spoken carelessly. Big trouble will arise." Suddenly, there was a loud shout, which brat hit my grandson as soon as the words fell. A stream of sword energy also fell, destroying second senior brother's grill. That old man was Sun Fang, the 6th elder of Heavenly Insight Pavilion. He shouted loudly, "Get out here." First senior brother sighed and said, "I forgot that Yin Yang Lizi was sent by junior brother to refine pills. Otherwise, how could these annoying flies have gotten in the junior sister like a scared crab?" Said it's someone from Heavenly Insight Pavilion. "Senior brother, what should we do now?" He turned to look at the shattered grill, his face devoid of blood, and said, "Don't panic, you're making me panic too now." The fellow who was beaten like a dog by first senior brother earlier also spoke up, accusing Grandpa Sun Fang that pretty boy hit your grandson. The old man secretly thought, "I can't even discern this brat's cultivation level. Could his cultivation be even higher than mine? I'll try probing him first, then decide." He shouted loudly and said, daring to bully the disciples of Heavenly Insight Pavilion, "Today, this old man will give you a lesson." Before he could make a move, he was pierced through the palm, bleeding. He cried out in pain like crazy. Who dares to ambush this old man? The junior sister secretly thought I didn't see senior brother make a move. Could it be someone else? Just then, second senior brother walked over with overwhelming aura and killing intent, saying, "Was it you who kicked my grill?" The old man turned around and said, "What the heck, he's a mortal, just a mortal, yet he can injure this old man. This is impossible." As soon as his words fell, second senior brother instantly appeared before him and said, "You look down on mortals, do you?" The old man's face turned pale as he thought, "Damn it, that speed is too fast. Isn't he a mortal?" Before he could finish his thought, he took a punch to the stomach and spat out blood. Then he took another punch to the face, his jaw flying into the sky. Below, the grandsons panicked and called out, "Seventh elder son." The junior sister excitedly said, "Second senior brother is so strong. I told you he was the strongest in Enlightening Valley. Remember to learn your lesson. Never look down on mortals, okay?" Second senior brother coldly said, "Just a nascent soul stage dares to look down on mortals. Even if you were tribulation transcending stage, I'd beat you like a dog." The art of lesser accomplishment, a fortunate transmigrator after being brought back to Enlightening Valley by Master Li Changsheng, began his journey to fulfill his wish of cultivation. The Long Ao Tian type, who wants to gain without working, but he is very strong. But dreams are beautiful. Reality is cruel first. No bloodline second. No talent, and no golden finger system. What's even more hateful is that he doesn't even have a spirit root as a result. The art of lesser accomplishment cannot cultivate. He can only watch his senior and junior brothers enter the ranks of cultivators one by one. While he can only play with dogs, but one beautiful day even the dog rebelled. The youth has attained enlightenment and cultivated no longer a stray dog, so we don't belong together anymore. Let's let go of each other's hands. The art of lesser accomplishment is still the same, just a mortal who cannot cultivate, but he is very strong. Robert at the void refinement stage pulled out his treasured sword and was about to strike him, saying, "You don't even have a spirit root, so you're not qualified to be my second senior brother." Finally, the treasured sword, forged from extraterrestrial refined iron, was easily shattered by the art of lesser accomplishment with 2 fingers. And those who dared to insult the sect and mortals mostly fell under his bamboo pole. You must not look down on mortals. If you don't listen, this is your fate. Returning to the initial scene, the 6th elder trembled and thought, "How can a mortal possess such great strength? Damn it, this old man has never been humiliated like this." He screamed like crazy and cursed, "You scoundrel, this old man was just momentarily careless, allowing you to take advantage and ambush me." Then he flexed his butt muscles and inhaled, unleashing his ultimate move, Heavenly Secret Wolf Devour. The junior sister exclaimed in horror, "Wolf Devour is the highest internal martial art of Heavenly Insight Pavilion. Second senior, brother, be careful." First senior brother immediately reminded, "Just calm down, what hasn't your second senior brother seen before?" This old man will open your eyes today to how different a nascent soul and a mortal like you are. Second senior brother countered with his dog-beating staff art and said, "Which part of you is a wolf? You're clearly just a barking mad dog." Then it took a blow from his staff and was split in half. He took advantage of the situation and rushed forward, preparing to give the old man a staff of repentance. The old man was terrified and thought, "Damn it, how is this possible?" As soon as his words fell, the old man immediately took a blow to the mouth, flying through the air. Second senior brother stood gallantly and said, "Dog-beating staff, art final form into the mouth." The old man was so scared he fainted and said, "How can a mortal break a cultivator's spell?" The disciple immediately helped the old man up and asked, "Venerable elder, son, are you all right? Where are all your teeth?" Then second senior brother unleashed a move called No Dogs Under Heaven, sending the Heavenly Insight Pavilion group tumbling 18,000 times around the earth. The junior sister exclaimed in shock, "Second senior brother is just a mortal. How can he be so strong? If only I could be like him, that would be great." As soon as her words fell, second senior brother turned and glared at her with killing intent. First senior brother was frightened and quickly covered her mouth. "Junior sister, didn't I tell you not to mention mortal in front of him? Senior brother, gentle, I can't breathe." At this moment, second senior brother held his staff and instantly appeared next to the junior sister. First senior brother panicked. Stopping him, he said, "Second junior, brother, calm down. Junior sister has only been here for less than half an hour. She's just a child who doesn't understand things. Don't be impulsive." Second senior brother's eyes were cold. Then he said, "Go feed the pigeons." Hearing this, first senior brother finally breathed a sigh of relief and said, "You almost scared me to death." After leaving, second senior brother didn't forget to turn back and say, "Hey, new person mortals can still become very strong. Don't look down on mortals." The girl immediately replied yes. In Ling Ling's heart, she thought, "I'm not looking down on mortals, I just hope to become as powerful as you." First senior brother came forward and said, "Junior sister, let's go. I'll take you to the pigeon coop." "Oh, right. Senior brother, doesn't the cultivation world all communicate using communication talismans and video calls? Why does Enlightening Valley still use pigeons to deliver messages?" Hearing this, he leaned closer and said, "Your second senior brother, he can't use communication talismans." As soon as his words fell, first senior brother took a skewer to the head, spurting blood. Feng Qing, "You don't think I didn't hear you slandering me behind my back?" First senior brother calmly pulled out the skewer and said, "In short, if there's a letter from the pigeon post, just give it directly to second senior brother, junior sister." You're bleeding. His face devoid of blood, his eyes lifeless. He said, "It's nothing, just a fatal wound. I'm used to it." The scene shifts to second senior brother's location. A voice echoed out, "I've been waiting for you for a long time." He swayed and said, "Didn't I just get here? Don't waste any more time. Let's start quickly." Oh my god, so comfortable. The posture and the speed today are very satisfying to me. Indeed, only you understand me best. The one named 618, also known as Liu Ya Ba, the fifth senior of Enlightening Valley. The author did not specify the race, so if any brothers want to guess, feel free to leave a comment. It's not that I understand you, it's just that we are similar, both unable to cultivate. Hey, don't blurt it out like that, I'm sad. Then the fifth senior said, according to the analysis of cultivation data, one must go through at least 9981 lightning tribulations, 7749 bone reforgings, along with over 100 times of being burned by heavenly fire, enduring so much suffering to exchange for a chance to attain enlightenment and become an immortal. In my calculation, I don't think it's worth it. Your current life is very peaceful and leisurely. Why torture yourself?" He also turned his face and said, because I want to ascend and become an immortal, live forever, and eat super spicy rabbit heads for the rest of my life. Isn't that right? Spicy rabbit sauce is indeed very delicious. He continued, "Why can they cultivate and I can't?" Just then, junior sister Ling Ling ran in and said, "Second senior brother, you have a letter." After seeing this scene, her eyes almost popped out, and she couldn't believe her eyes. Junior sister immediately covered her eyes and said, "Sorry for disturbing, I'll leave right away." Before she could run, she was called back by the fifth senior. "Such a beautiful body. Why not cultivate with us and enjoy extreme bliss?" Seeing the fifth senior's physique, junior sister's face turned dark with fear, crying her eyes out and saying, "Oh my god, there's a ghost, boo-hoo." I never thought second senior brother would have such terrifying tastes. He immediately shouted loudly and said, "Stop, that's not right, you're thinking too much." After a while, he grabbed junior sister to explain. Then second senior brother introduced, this is 618, also known as Liu Yaba, also a disciple of Enlightening Valley, your fifth senior sister. No, senior brother is also wrong. My head hurts so much. You can call her whatever you want. In short, you can think that she cultivated a special cultivation method. That's why she became like this. She's not some demon or ghost. You've been in the Great Zhou Nation for so many years, and you've never seen anyone like fifth senior brother. Could it be the legendary secret art of the southern barbarian nation? Second senior brother sighed and thought, "It's really hard to explain to ancient people. We'll just consider it that way." Fifth senior brother then said, "Just now, I was performing a massage therapy for second senior brother. This can help open up meridians and activate bones. Do you want to try? Can I?" After a while of therapy, junior sister felt numb with pleasure all over. and said this is a truly novel skill that fifth senior sister cultivates. A moment later, after the process ended, junior sister gasped continuously and said, "So there's also this kind of cultivation method. Oh right, second senior brother, don't forget to read the letter." He said with great bitterness, "Why is it sixth senior brother again every time he sends news? It's never good. Second senior brother, please read this long letter recently. I have received these letters many times, and I am extremely touched by this deep affection. A few days ago I sent a letter. My approximate intention was that it has arrived. My days in Enlightening Valley are truly vivid in my mind. Wandering together yesterday seems to be right before my eyes. It can't help but make me sad. I don't know if Enlightening Valley is doing well. Our senior brother and second senior brother. Well, are the flowers, grass dogs and cats in the valley doing well?" He sighed and said, "This guy really knows how to boast." Recently I coincidentally obtained an ancient classic insight. There is a mysterious, inexplicable and extraordinary method of reversing spirit roots. But as the proverb says, there is no free lunch in the world, and coincidentally, the four symbols. As you wish, array on my side needs some manpower. Second senior brother who sent the letter. I still hope second senior brother won't mind the trouble and will lend a hand to help me solve these urgent problems. Second senior brother swayed and said, "It's this trick again, only a ghost would believe you." Fifth senior brother came forward and said, "Second senior brother is talking about your sixth senior brother, Bai Lei. He's not in Enlightening Valley, he's working at the Supervision Institute." Junior sister was startled and said, "The Supervision Institute isn't that the organization that specializes in supervising and managing cultivators and demon beasts in the Great Zhou Nation?" First senior brother really didn't lie to me. Enlightening Valley truly has crouching tigers and hidden dragons. I must study hard and follow the example of my senior brothers and sisters in the future. Second senior brother also immediately reminded later, "When you see sixth senior brother, stay away from him. Nothing good comes from being involved with him. If you have free time, you might as well cultivate diligently." The girl was overjoyed and said, "Then please, second senior brother, begin." He said puzzled, "Begin what? Of course, guiding you in cultivation." Second senior brother, although you are a mortal, you easily defeated a nascent soul stage cultivator. I've never seen anyone as strong as you. You must have some special cultivation method, right? He cried his eyes out and said, "No, I don't." Junior sister still didn't give up and insisted, "Although I am a wasted spirit root and cannot use normal cultivation methods, if I receive guidance from second senior brother, I will definitely find a suitable path for myself to cultivate." I already said, "No, are you listening to me? You want to become as strong as me. I hope senior brother will impart to me the path to becoming stronger." Just then, fifth senior brother said, "According to statistical data, second senior brother has excellent achievements in guiding others to breakthroughs." He said bitterly, "What nonsense are you talking about?" Junior sister was overjoyed and said, "Really?" Before second senior brother once guided third senior brother, data shows that, after being guided by second senior brother, third senior brother went from foundation establishment to void refinement stage. Fourth senior brother was guided by second senior brother from chi refining to soul transformation. First senior brother was guided by second senior brother to the tribulation transcending stage. Even ninth junior brother with the worst talent was helped by second senior brother to the peak of foundation establishment stage. These are all real data samples, completely usable for reference. Oh my god, second senior brother is truly too amazing. The girl swayed and said, "Second senior brother, please quickly guide me to start cultivating." Second senior brother secretly thought at this moment, if I guide her and even she ascends, wouldn't the entire sect only have a lonely old man like me who cannot cultivate? Forget it. I should ask her about her cultivation goal first. Maybe I can trick her in another way. Suddenly he made a U-turn and played the role of an actor, saying to cultivate one must first understand their heart. What is your purpose for cultivating? The girl said sadly, "Because I am a wasted spirit root. I have been despised by others since childhood and have always been bullied by them. Those scoundrels from Heavenly Insight Pavilion even mocked my physique." So I want to become stronger. I want to prove that I am not weak. Do you want to prove yourself, or do you want to take revenge on those who bullied you? Hearing this question, the girl stammered and could not answer. Then he immediately said, even your own true heart you cannot see clearly, even if you are a supreme heavenly spirit root. What then without even the ability to resist? You are ultimately just weak, useless trash. How can a piece of trash be guided? Those words pierced Ling Ling's heart, making her extremely furious. He secretly thought, no way, just 2 sentences of provocation, and her blood pressure is already rising rapidly. The girl shouted loudly, that's not it, I'm not trash, that's not it, don't say any more. So what if I want to take revenge on them? Blood pressure surged, heart rate quickened. Blood flow throughout the body accelerated. Blood had passed through 7 important acupoints. 3 places still unblocked, but meridians were blocked. The girl rushed over and fiercely said to second senior brother, it's true that I am weak and useless, but in this cultivation world, where cultivation is respected as a wasted spirit root, how can I resist? As soon as she finished speaking, the girl took a punch of enlightenment from second senior brother. This heaven-shattering punch sent the girl flying, hitting the wall and shattering it. He secretly thought whether you can cultivate or not depends on your own fortune. Fifth junior brother also reminded second senior brother, it seems you used a bit too much force. Junior sister passed out, no way, I was very restrained and used just enough force, how could it be too strong? Just then the junior sister suddenly realized something and opened her eyes wide. Her power was surging. A warm current flowed through her body, soothing her internal organs. Her meridians had never felt so clear that warm current was passing through her body layer by layer. After accumulating enough spiritual energy, the girl immediately broke through to the 5th layer of chi refining. The 5th senior clapped his hands and said, congratulations. Second senior brother, your guidance speed has reached a new level. What the F I accidentally used too much force. I just wanted to help her clear her meridians. I didn't expect to help her break through. That's truly unbelievable. You actually broke through. What happened when I helped you massage? I scanned your meridians. They were naturally blocked, causing your true ki to be unable to circulate throughout your body. Second senior brother probably discovered this, so he provoked you with words first to make you release the blocked ki, then stimulated your dantian to help you clear your meridians, and dantian making your true ki flow smoothly. The girl immediately apologized because I thought you were attacking me. Don't say anything more. Remember the rules of Enlightening Valley are, if they don't offend me, I don't offend them. But if they offend me, I will eradicate them completely from now on. If anyone bullies you, you fight back, just like today. Fight them from this life to the next, and even the life after that until they no longer dare to bully you. Do you understand? The junior sister said happily, yes, I understand. Then second senior brother, can you continue to guide me? As soon as her words fell, second senior brother was extremely exasperated and angrily cursed. What the F? Get out of my sight quickly. Then the girl made a teasing face and thought, second senior brother's temper is so strange, sometimes warm, sometimes cold. However, second senior brother truly seems to be an otherworldly master. Perhaps with just a little guidance from second senior brother, I can immediately advance to the foundation establishment stage. Perhaps Enlightening Valley can truly help me achieve my dream of cultivation. In the room at this moment, the 5th senior also said, that's great. Junior sister broke through so quickly, he said sadly, yes, it's really great. Then he cried bitterly, rushing to hug the 5th senior and saying, what the hell is great? What the heck? How did one punch help her reach the 5th layer of chi refining? Why am I still the only one who can't cultivate? Boo-hoo. Your physique is too weak. Maybe you should try to ascend using machinery. Suddenly there was a huge explosion, causing dust to fly everywhere. The junior sister who was feeding the pigeons also exclaimed in panic, an earthquake. After the dust cleared, 2 young boys were blaming each other. It's all your fault. I told you to add 3 parts. Huang Jing adding too much isn't good, but you insisted on adding 5 parts. Now the house is completely blown up. This boy in black is Feng Qingyue's eldest disciple. Yang Li, second senior uncle, gave us a pile of precious medicinal herbs for alchemy. Now they're all blown up. Nothing left. He'll definitely hang us up and beat us for 3 days and 3 nights. Non-stop the boy in white is Feng Qingyue's second disciple Yin Li. Just then, Ling Ling also approached and said, "Are you refining pills or making gunpowder?" These words startled the boy in black. "Who's that? I think I met her yesterday, master. Just tricked a junior martial uncle back. Don't you remember? The girl secretly thought tricked. What ghost? Are you two senior brothers Yin Yang Li disciples, and I am Shi Ling Ling? Are you two refining pills?" "Yes, but it failed. If second senior uncle finds out, we'll surely die." "Or you try, what nonsense are you talking about? There's only one last portion of ingredients left. If it fails, again we'll truly die." Yin Yang Li continued, "That's why we let her try. Yes, it's during the new person protection period, so she'll be safe." Then Yang Li brought out a cauldron and said, "It's your responsibility." The girl also sat down and said, "Then let me try." After adding the medicinal herbs according to the textbook, the girl was slowly tending the fire. After a while, a strong aroma of pills emanated from around the cauldron. Half an hour later, it made Yin Yang Li exclaim in shock, "I've never seen golden light when refining pills before. This time it will definitely succeed. Is this success? This is my first time refining pills, so refining pills is that simple." After opening the cauldron, what was inside looked like a lump of cat dung, leaving all three of them speechless and dark-faced. Yang Li clutched his head and shouted in horror, "Oh no, even the last portion of ingredients is ruined. This time we're really dead." Yin Li immediately pointed and said, "She refined it. I didn't." Just then, second senior brother walked over and said, "You guys blew up my alchemy room again." The two rascals pointed at Ling Ling and said it was all her. Then the girl picked up the pill and showed it to second senior brother, saying, "This black lump, did you refine it?" The two boys panicked and said, "There's a debtor for every debt. Second senior uncle, if you want to blame someone, blame her." The girl lowered her head sadly and said, "I just wanted to help." Then, second senior brother blew a puff, and the layer of dust clinging to the outside flew away, revealing a pure heavenly grade pill. Oh wow, another heavenly grade product. The junior sister also excitedly said the pill succeeded. Second senior brother gave her a thumbs up and said, "Your character isn't bad." The girl swayed and thought, what does this have to do with character? On this side, that second senior brother secretly thought others think that alchemy relies on experience or fire control. But in reality, alchemy relies on character, just like cultivation and ascension. It also relies on good character to be born with a foundation and talent for cultivation. However, this girl is only at the 5th layer of Qi refining, yet she can already refine a heavenly grade, Qi activating pill. Even that Lao Wu, the King of Darkness, couldn't refine such a pure heavenly grade pill. He covered his mouth and laughed like crazy, thinking, could it be that our enlightening valley has truly picked up a treasure? Haha, my super Qi. Refining pill definitely has hope now. After that, he patted his stomach to regain his composure and said, "You refine another portion of pills. According to this pill formula." The girl took it and said yes. After that, Ling Ling added each ingredient in order according to the pill formula. 2 parts milk powder, 1 part ganlin, 3 parts centella asiatica. After finishing the refinement, the girl looked confused and said, "What the heck is this?" The girl was shocked, while that second senior brother was overjoyed. Amazing. She can even brew Taiwanese coffee. It seems she truly is a rare alchemy talent. It seems I must teach her well. After thinking, he immediately said, "Junior sister, let's go." The girl still naively said, "Go where, senior brother?" As soon as she finished speaking, that second senior brother brazenly made a face as if he was going to devour someone alive and said, "Come help senior brother refine a great treasure. Ha ha." Seeing this scene made the girl scream in fright like mad cows running wild in the yard. The two Yin Yang Li saw this and could only offer silent prayers for the junior martial uncle, saying, "I hope she gets through this python." After learning that the junior sister had extraordinary alchemy talent, that second senior brother began to frantically supervise her alchemy. Second senior brother, like a satanic demon, held a pile of pills and ate them like peanuts. Not forgetting to encourage her, "You must work hard. Alchemy requires effort, whether senior brother can ascend or not. depends entirely on you. The girl was sweating profusely, continuously fanning the fire to cook the pills. After being excessively exploited, the girl became extremely tired and hid in the bushes. She looked east and then west. God help me, don't let him see me. As soon as her thoughts ceased, that second senior brother suddenly appeared with a dangerous expression and said, "Junior sister, you're here. Come back with senior brother quickly to cultivate and ascend." Soon the girl was startled and hugged the tree, unable to close her mouth. After a tiring day, the junior sister finally got to bathe and secretly thought, "Oh my God, I'm so tired I could faint. Refining so many cauldrons of pills every day is making me sick." Suddenly that senior brother dug a hole in the roof, his eyes red, looking down and saying, "Junior sister, don't be lazy. Quickly finish bathing. All of senior brother's super pills depend on you, he." The junior sister panicked and thought, "What the fuck, senior brother? You're truly perverted, aren't you? Can't you see junior sister is bathing?" After that, because she was too tired to distinguish between medicinal herbs and people, the junior sister unconsciously carried the boy in black and walked towards the pill cauldron, throwing him in. The boy was scared to death and said, "Junior Marshal, uncle, please, show mercy. Stop quickly, boo-hoo." Those days passed and a week had gone by, but that second senior brother, despite being the male lead, exploited others to the point of unpaid labor, eating so many pills yet still unable to cultivate. It was truly a waste of resources and inhumane. He angrily punched the announcement board and said, "Don't think that just because you're the narrator, I can't hit you." The scene shifts to the Supervision Institute at this moment. "This is Bai Lei, the sixth elder of Enlightening Valley," he said. "That damned second brother don't think I have no way to deal with you. My title of sixth elder is not an empty boast." He held a letter and let it fly away, saying, "The peaceful days are about to end." At Enlightening Valley at this moment, the letter was slowly flying towards them. That second senior brother was roasting a super spicy rabbit head when first senior brother spoke up, saying she just joined the sect and was scared stiff, but now she's finally used to our chaotic chicken flying dog running days. She's been diligently cultivating during this time, although her progress is slow. It's much stronger than her previous wasted spirit root period. That's right, the pills she refined are indeed not bad. They can help one gather chi and calm the mind, even break through realms. Second junior brother, have you eaten them yet? As soon as he said this, that first senior brother felt his second junior brother's sharp gaze and decided to change course. He was sweating profusely and said, "I mean, have you eaten yet? Don't hit me anymore. If you hit me again, I'll ascend." As soon as he finished speaking, that first senior brother secretly thought, "Damn it, I almost forgot. Those pills have no effect on second junior brother and junior sister. Am I walking into a minefield to commit suicide here?" Just then, the junior sister ran over and greeted the two senior brothers. Luckily, junior sister saved first senior brother this time. Otherwise, he would have reunited with his ancestors. After that, the junior sister brought out a letter, and second senior brother immediately said, "A letter from sixth elder. Just burn it directly." The girl made a teasing face and said, "But this letter is from sixth senior brother to me, huh? Why to me? What's wrong with this damn sixth elder?" The girl immediately opened the letter to read and said, "Sixth senior brother invites you to participate in the four symbols as you wish. Array the four symbols. As you wish, array is a powerful formation used to suppress terrifying entities. Due to the complexity within the formation, many types of small monsters will occasionally appear inside the formation. Therefore, the supervision often organizes ritual activities to recruit those who are willing to actively protect and eliminate inside the formation." First senior brother then stepped forward and said, "Although I sent letters to my juniors, Enlightening Valley only has one new junior sister, but the four symbols as you wish. Array is so important. Why would sixth junior brother let you go?" The girl still naively said, "Sixth senior brother said I am the hope of Enlightening Valley. Only I can support Enlightening Valley." Second senior brother also immediately said, "Junior sister, be careful with online scams." First senior brother quickly teach the new person a few lessons. Hearing this, that first senior brother pretended to be knowledgeable and began a multi-level explanation. "You must listen to the life of your sixth senior brother. His name is Bai Lei. His hometown is Bai Family Village. His ancestor is Bai Lai. Currently he is the sixth elder of Enlightening Valley. He is one of the most favored among the Bai family in history. Since the establishment of the Great Zhou nation, generations of his family have served as officials with deep roots, and this Bai Lei is also the only son in his family. In Great Zhou, he was an existence below one person and above 10,000. Today this young master is happy to bestow 100 million taels of gold. Later, when bored, he would run to the Supervision Institute and became the captain of Team 6, busy each day resolving various administrative affairs. He also didn't forget to care for his senior and junior brothers. Bai Lei sighed and said, "It's been a long time since I saw my senior and junior brothers. Maybe I should go back for a visit and bring them some good things." First senior brother continued. He repeatedly boasted taking out magic treasures and pills he didn't know where he found, then labeled himself a good person and gave them to our senior and junior brothers and sisters to borrow to study their properties. This once made second senior brother foam at the mouth from poisoning, made my disciples Yin Yang Li swell up and float into the air, and made my own snake tail grow larger and larger. So nowadays he has been blacklisted by us and forbidden from playing with us. Hearing this, the girl was scared to death and thought, what the heck, sixth senior brother is terrifying. Second senior brother at this moment also said, "Sixth elder's house is in this direction, isn't it? Incidentally, let me send him a bamboo grown in Enlightening Valley as a gift, so he'll stop tricking big-breasted, brainless maidens later." First senior brother saw this and exclaimed in fright, "Stop right there. If your gift gets sent, sixth junior brother will be dead." Seeing first senior brother stop him, he gave up and said, "All right then, next time I'll give him a taste of what mechanical ascension is like after that." He asked the junior sister to show him the letter. The girl said confusedly, "So first senior brother, should I go or not?" Junior sister, "Don't be hasty. I feel sixth junior brother is a bit unreliable." As soon as he finished speaking, that second senior brother said, "You can go." First senior brother was sweating profusely and said, "Why do you say that?" Then second senior brother pulled out a sword manual and said, "You study this carefully. These next few days later, I will forge a precious sword for you, so that when you go out, you'll have a handy weapon." The girl delightedly took the sword manual and walked away, not forgetting to thank second senior brother, "I will definitely not let you down. Senior brother, I will bring glory to Enlightening Valley." Seeing this first senior brother sarcastically mocked, "Haha, our second senior brother is truly thoughtful." As soon as he finished speaking, a devastating slap flew into his face, making first senior brother spit blood. "This is for your talkativeness. Wait a moment, you write a letter to eighth elder and ask what exactly sixth elder is up to." Outside first senior brother covered his cheek and said, "Understood, I'll do whatever you say." That second senior brother looked at the vast clouds and majestic mountains and said, "What if sixth elder isn't tricking me this time? What if he really found a cultivation method for me? As long as there's a glimmer of hope, I have to try." 5 days later, at the entrance of Enlightening Valley, the junior sister clasped her hands and said to the two senior brothers, "First senior brother, fifth senior brother, please rest assured I will definitely bring glory to Enlightening Valley and not disappoint you too." Hearing this, first senior brother nodded and said, "All right." After that, he again said, "This is the precious sword your second senior brother told me to give you. He specifically warned that this sword has extremely great power and cannot be used easily." The girl was delighted with the new gift and said, "Second senior brother truly has a good heart." But in her heart, she secretly thought, "Why didn't second senior brother come to see me off?" After that, the girl bid farewell to the two senior brothers. "I'm off." First senior brother also didn't forget to encourage her, "Remember to be careful and return soon." After the junior sister disappeared from sight, fifth senior brother also spoke up, saying, "According to my calculations, based on junior sister's current abilities, she will be one of those eliminated from the start. There's no way she'll be at the top of the 4 symbols, as you wish." Array first senior brother immediately corrected him, "You're worrying too much. Isn't that guy still there?" The scene shifts to the city gate at this moment, where many merchants are bustling about. Two guys are sitting at a table constantly sighing while their spirit beast lies in a heap, its head bruised. These two are Moonwatch Pavilion cultivators, Mei Yu Qian and Mei Tui Xiang. He said the 4 symbols as you wish. Array hasn't even begun, and we've already encountered this problem on the way. Our plum blossom deer was ambushed by a beast and severely injured. What should we do? The other guy also dejectedly said, if the elder knows we made his mount like this, he will surely punish us. Before he finished speaking, the crowd here cheered. You guys look, that person is so strange. Why are they riding a dog in like that? Which sect is that, moreover? This dog can even speak human language. Damn, it's truly miraculous. The two guys, after hearing everyone talking about the talking dog, immediately turned to look. On this side, Xiaocheng is riding a mutt named Da Qiang. It angrily said, "Can you get off? I'm a dog, not a horse. You stubborn idiot. Do you understand?" Xu Xiaocheng also spoke up and said, "Didn't you claim every day that you've attained enlightenment and become an immortal? Perhaps you have the immortal bones that nothing can break, so being a mount is the most logical." While one person and one dog were still arguing on this side, the 2 disciples of Moonwatch Pavilion saw them with greedy expressions. This dog can speak human language. It must have attained enlightenment, so its inner core is very useful. If so, it'll be easy, haha. The golden-furred Sheba angrily said, "At least I can fly, unlike some people who can't even perform sword flight yet." Before it finished speaking, Xu Xiaocheng grabbed its ear and pinched it. He angrily scolded, "What are you saying? Just because you can fly, you can look down on others, is that right?" It was sweating profusely and said, "Don't pull anymore. It hurts. It hurts." After that, a voice came from the front. "This brother, your dog is not bad. Can you sell it to me?" The 2 guys began to approach and asked, "We are disciples of Moonwatch Pavilion. We see that your dog has spiritual intelligence. Why don't you sell it to us, so this dog can cultivate with us to become immortal?" "That's right. This dog following you probably doesn't have a good home. We agree to pay 2 spirit stones to buy your dog." Witnessing this scene, he and the golden-furred Sheba smirked disdainfully when they saw their spirit beast severely injured. After that, he immediately said, "So your own mounts are severely injured, so you want to use its inner core to save them so openly, and honestly, I almost believed it." The 2 guys jumped in fright and said, "Even if you see through it, you shouldn't say it." The bearded man angrily said, "We are disciples of Moonwatch Pavilion, one of the 7 great sects. What if we take your dog? Do you dare not follow?" He didn't even look at him and said, "What does your mount being injured have to do with me? On what grounds do you take my dog's life to help it heal? It's my dog. I raised it, and I say it's not for sale. Get lost." These words made the other guy extremely angry, and he said, "You refuse the invited wine, so you want to drink the penalty wine." After saying that, he immediately unleashed his moonlocking wind, a minor control technique, on the golden-furred Sheba. He then said to it, "You go up, or should I go up? You choose." As soon as he finished speaking, he jumped off of it. The hairy-mouthed guy smugly said, "Dodging is useless. The lightning in my formation is difficult for even foundation establishment cultivators to resist, let alone you." The guy behind also chimed in, "Our plum blossom deer is saved. Who knows, its cultivation might even increase a bit. If so, the elder won't praise us enough." Seeing these lightning bolts like mosquito bites, he was bored and didn't want to play with this magic attack. "It's truly too amateur. I'm too lazy to act. Da Qiang, I'm giving this to you. Go up and bite them to death, okay? No problem." As soon as it accepted the challenge, it stomped its foot down. Once then jumped up and charged towards the hairy-mouthed guy. After that, it bit the sword into pieces. Then he turned and delivered a wind-splitting kick to his face. One kick sent that guy tumbling backward, startling the plum blossom deer, which sat up, not understanding what happened, and it thought this dog really knows how to kick with its feet. Is this something a normal dog can do? This dog has problems. We need to be more careful. That guy immediately yelled, "Let me catch its master first. A mere mortal with no cultivation is like stepping on an ant." As soon as he finished speaking, he became furious and said, "What were you barking about? Say it again." From behind, he grabbed the dog's tail, making it sweat profusely. It was terrified and said, "Damn it, why are you provoking him?" After that, he used the golden-furred Sheba as a weapon, spinning it once, sending the two guys reeling from a painful blow to the groin. After dealing with them, he reminded them, "You guys should stop looking down on mortals. This is a lesson for you to know the pain of a mortal's physical attack." His dog also got a swollen head from it, but because of that, it angrily cursed, though I'm not you playing like that is really dog-like. A moment later, after being beaten up, the two guys helped each other to the registration desk for the 4 symbols as you wish. Ray at this moment, he was still furious, and said, "If I ever meet that guy again, I will definitely make him and that dog pay." Suddenly, a voice came from behind and said, "Where did this beggar come from?" "It's fellow Taoists from Moonwatch Pavilion. Why are these guys from Bright Moon Mountain Villa also participating in the 4 symbols as you wish array?" He immediately said your attire. "I thought some beggars had infiltrated this place." The bald guy also sighed and sarcastically said, "Don't you have eyes? The fellow Taoists of Moonwatch Pavilion are definitely leading the fashion trend in Great Joe. Look at the unique dog paw patterns on their faces, lol." The two guys insulted, became furious and said, "We are allies of the 7 sects. Yet you dare to humiliate our Moonwatch Pavilion. Like this, damn you. I've already been humiliated once. Today, isn't that enough? Do you want to be humiliated a second time?" The girl Xilingling looked over and saw these people arguing, curious about what was happening. Then the bald guy took out his spiked hammer and attacked, telling them to get lost. The two guys took a painful hit and flew far away. "You a bunch of wastes. You want to participate in the 4 symbols, as you wish. Ray, you should just go back to Moonwatch Pavilion and crawl into a sewer." The girl was angry, saying, "Don't go too far." That guy saw Xilingling and was extremely surprised and said, "Isn't this the waste from the other day, who was just expelled from Mountain Villa?" At this moment, the disciple of that villa said, "I thought after you were expelled from Mountain Villa, you'd find a place to fend for yourself. I never expected to meet you here. How unlucky." Xilingling angrily said, "First, I wasn't expelled from Mountain Villa. I left on my own. Second, meeting scoundrels like you is what makes me feel unlucky." He brazenly said, "If you really had ability, why wouldn't Bright Moon Mountain Villa keep you? Mountain Villa was magnanimous and didn't want to hurt your pride. That's why they let you leave. Don't overestimate yourself." The other guys also chimed in saying, "Meeting you makes us feel unlucky. A waste who just cries all day. Look, she's about to cry again." "Haha." The girl trembled with anger and said, "Don't go too far." Suddenly an announcement sounded, "Fellow Taoists, please note there is only half an hour left for registration for the 4 symbols as you wish. Array those who wish to register, please seize the time." Hearing the announcement, the 2 disciples of Moonwatch Pavilion also clasped their hands and said, "Heroine, thank you for standing up for us brothers, but the ceremony is about to begin. Important matters are more pressing." Xilingling also corrected them. "I'm not doing this for you. I'm only doing it for myself. But you're right, important matters are more important." Seeing the girl walk away, the disciple of Bright Moon Mountain Villa sneered, "A waste, spirit root, expelled from her sect without a sect or faction. What right does she have to participate in the 4 symbols as you wish? Array ceremony, if she goes, she'll probably just be kicked out." Hearing this, she turned around and said, "My master is from Enlightening Valley. I have a sect and faction. I don't need you unlucky bunch to worry." He angrily said, "I gave you face, but you didn't want it, and you're still talking. Tough." The bald guy immediately said, "Enlightening Valley, what's that? I've never heard of that name. It must have crawled out of some corner. A chicken and dog sect from what den? Now anyone can participate in the Supervision Institute's activities." Hearing these sarcastic remarks made second senior brother's golden-furred Sheba furious, saying, "I must kill him." But second senior brother said, "You wait, let's see." That guy again yelled, "A chicken and dog sect with a waist, spirit root. Truly birds of a feather. That's right, a sect that can take in this waste. What kind of good place could it be? That Enlightening Valley is probably a garbage dump, lol." As soon as he finished speaking, Xilingling punched him flying. The punch was so powerful that he crashed into a roadside stall, startling a hen. Xilingling angrily said, "You guys have insulted me repeatedly, so you deserve to be beaten." After that, the girl jumped up and delivered a dragon's roar kick to each of them to break their habit of insulting Enlightening Valley. After 3 seconds, all the disciples of Bright Moon Mountain Villa were knocked out. The 2 disciples of Moonwatch Pavilion were startled and said the heroine looks gentle, but she's unexpectedly strong, but this kicking style seems a bit familiar. The disciple of Bright Moon Mountain Villa sat up, his face pale, and said, "Isn't this girl a waste spirit root? How did she suddenly become so strong? This punch was so fast, I couldn't even react." The girl was surprised and thought I just unconsciously tried second senior brother's unfinished technique. I didn't expect its power to be so strong. Second senior brother is indeed a martial arts prodigy. Second senior brother was right. If anyone bullies me, I'll hit back. It feels so good to hit back. The Shiba on the side also delightedly said, "Well done." The girl was startled and turned around thinking, I think I just heard Da Chang's voice. That guy, his face bruised and swollen from the beating, angrily cursed, "You mixed up bastard, you dare to hit us. You're truly seeking death." The girl turned around and asked, "Do you want another beating?" He angrily said, "You've really made me want to unleash a massacre today. I will use you to sacrifice my fire spirit." As soon as the words fell, the announcement sound rang out again. "Fellow Taoists, please note the registration time for the 4 symbols. As you wish, a ray ceremony is about to end. Taoists who still wish to participate, please seize the time to register. If you don't want to miss the time, go directly, no need to queue." Hearing this announcement, the whole group rushed away as if being chased by Cao Cao. The crowd was too large and dangerous, making the girl quickly move her feet and dodge to the side, while those disciples still stood there stunned. Because in a moment of distraction, he was sucked into the crowd, making him stare wide-eyed and endure the pain. The crowd was as dense as a stampede of mad cows, rushing in, sending the disciples of Bright Moon Mountain Villa flying. They fell to the ground and were successively trampled until their eyes were black and blue and their noses were swollen like pigs. After the crowd passed, those guys lay in a heap, unable to move. But the story wasn't over. There was still one more person running past. That was Xi Ling. As she ran by, she didn't forget to kick him, making his privates burst in half. At this moment, second senior brother also came out and said, "This junior sister didn't do badly." The golden-furred Shiba also said, at this point suddenly saying, "No need to queue. This supervision institute is really unreliable, just like that. Bye lay." Second senior brother secretly thought, although that sixth elder is unreliable, he has never messed around with important matters. Something must have happened to force him to speed up. After that he said, "I have something to discuss with sixth elder, so you go with Shi Ling." Seeing him leave it, frantically said, "Aren't you coming with me? I see those guys from Bright Moon Mountain Villa are very narrow-minded. They might go take revenge on that junior sister." He waved his hand and said, "This can also be considered training for her. You don't need to worry too much. You say it sounds good, but you're still letting an old dog like me go along to protect her." At this time in the mysterious, misty forest, this place was covered in lush trees, surrounded by a thick layer of mist. Because the 4 symbols, "as you wish," a ray ceremony had officially begun, the examination location for this ceremony was the mysterious, misty forest. The examination method would be decided by a scoring system after the ceremony concluded. All participants would have their accumulated points. Calculated, the person with the highest score would receive a mysterious reward provided by the 6th Supervision Institute. But that's not all. If anyone performed well, they would receive a work quota at the 6th Supervision Institute. Back to the story, Xi Ling was now going deep inside to earn accumulated points. After entering the mysterious misty forest, participants would randomly encounter monster beasts, strange creatures, demons, and so on. Killing them would earn corresponding accumulated points. At this moment, an onion-like monster beast lunged forward, howling madly, trying to bite the girl. But before it could do anything, the girl sliced it once, sending it to the afterlife. At this moment, the voice continued to explain to the girl that the number of points was determined by the strength of the monster. The stronger the monster, the more points. Conversely, smaller, weaker monsters would only yield a few accumulated points. After eliminating the onion-like monster beast, her accumulated points token was absorbing, making the girl overjoyed. However, the card that participants received at the registration desk could record accumulated points after the ceremony ended. All tokens would be uniformly collected for point calculation. Please keep them carefully. After hearing the competition rules, the girl decided she had to take first place. She had to fight for glory for Enlightening Valley and for herself. Inside, at this moment, there was a commotion that sent the birds flying in fright, and the person walking below was none other than Shu Xiaocheng, second senior brother of Enlightening Valley. As he was walking through the forest, he was being followed by a two-horned monster beast from behind. It lunged out and pounced on him, but to him these events were quite common, so he was very calm. He was concentrating on thinking about human life when this monster beast flew close and roared, shaking heaven and earth. This made our second senior brother extremely angry, and he punched it, making it see 10 suns, damn it. What's all that noise? Consider this a lesson learned. Understand after taking a wind-splitting punch and falling to the ground. No longer moving, the little demons all wet themselves and scurried away. The two-horned monster beast was a bit unlucky to have run into the right person, and the result was its head spinning. Not knowing what was going on, another participant in the competition saw the dead monster beast and was startled, trembling on the spot. He continuously screamed, "Oh my God, what the fuck? Look at that monster beast, it's huge!" After screaming, he fainted from fear, foaming at the mouth. Second senior brother walked over and said this level of skill to be scared to death. Truly amateur tisk. If I hadn't happened to pass by, I'm afraid he would have been eaten by the monster beast, damn it. He sat down and looked at the token, saying, "Sixth Elder clearly created this ceremony to trick these fools into doing free monster slaying work for him. But there are quite a few of these fools." Suddenly there was a strange phenomenon that made him turn and look. The golden aura on the body of the monster beast that had just been defeated was absorbed by a circular formation. He secretly thought this type of small formation isn't the only one around here. There's probably more. He walked around looking east and west and discovered that it was indeed as he thought, and it was this logic that made him think of a problem. That these small formations formed array eyes, and the large array eyes combined to form the 4 great array gates. Finally, they combined to form the complete 4 symbols as you wish array. This type of formation is very complex, so it has an extremely strong suppressive effect, normally used to seal terrifying fierce beasts and demon kings. Bailey is so anxious. Could it be that the seal has gone wrong? At this moment, a voice came from behind. "I can't find that waist, Shi Ling Ling." He turned around and saw the people he had met with the junior sister earlier, and he secretly thought, "What are these disciples of Bright Moon Mountain Villa doing gathered here, talking loudly and softly?" On this side, the senior brother of Bright Moon Mountain Villa was also angrily saying that Waste actually dared to insult me like that. When I find her, I will definitely return the humiliation 100,000 times over. After that, his junior subordinate also spoke up and offered a plan. "Senior brother, don't worry on the way here. I heard that the attendant of the 6th Supervision Institute said there's a swamp in the misty forest. That's where the demonic energy is most concentrated, and the special thing is that there are many great demons sleeping there. Even if we are not her match, those great demons over there will be enough to deal with her." The other guy delightedly said, "Senior brother's thoughts are truly brilliant." The senior brother lost his patience and shouted, "So what are you standing there for? Go find that waste girl and lead her to this swamp." After analyzing, second senior brother also stomped, shattering a few stones. He thoughtfully said, "She has the golden furred Sheba with her, so there's no need to worry. The urgent matter now is to investigate this formation first." At this moment, a dark figure was secretly observing from behind the bushes. He discovered him and yelled, "Who's there? Get out now." From within the bushes, that guy suddenly stumbled out laughing and saying, "Sacrifice, this is a great sacrifice ritual." That guy's eyes were bloodshot, and he licked his dull sword with his tongue, saying, "Great king, I want to sacrifice our lives to you as long as your wishes are fulfilled." Hearing these unusual words, he sighed and asked, "Are you crazy?" Then that guy shouted, blessing the birth of the king, and stabbed himself with his sword. Second senior brother at this moment, realizing this guy was so unusual, knew he had been hit by some spell. Then he rushed forward and gave him a mortal's punch. Taking a powerful punch, his face contorted and he fell backward. The punch was quite strong, sending him rolling several meters away. He whispered, I've sealed his meridians, just let him sleep. But this state doesn't seem like the effect of a normal spell. Could it be a demon? Suddenly a white dove flew down, and landed on his hand. On its leg was a roll of message paper. He immediately realized it was Eighth Elder's reply. He flipped the dove's belly to take out the paper and said, I, on the other hand, want to see what kind of medicine Sixth Elder is selling in his gourd. After holding the letter and reading it, he was extremely shocked. He immediately panicked and said, this is bad, then rushed away. And the message began to burn to ashes. At this time, Shi Lingling was fiercely charging forward, going all out with that monster beast. She secretly thought, if I deal with this one, I'll probably be in the top 5. This proves a very important point, which is that I won't disappoint second senior brother, and most importantly, I won't bring shame to Enlightening Valley, but rather bring it fame across the land. The monster beast below was speechless at what the girl was thinking. A delicious meal was about to be eaten, but at this moment the girl was attacked by a talisman. Fortunately, she now had cultivation, so she could sense and dodge it. If it were her, from a few days ago, she'd probably be nothing but bones. After that talisman flew past like wind, it hit the monster beast. The talisman was too powerful, causing thick smoke and dust, and making it continuously spit blood. Her hand was burned, so the girl was extremely angry and turned around to scold which dog did this step out now. Then 3 figures walked over from a distance, and they were the 3 disciples of Bright Moon Mountain Villa, who had previously encountered the girl. He skillfully raised his middle finger and said, a waste is a waste. Killing a small amateur monster like that, and you're making a big show out of it, like you've met a demon. It makes me die of laughter. The bald guy also kept gossiping and sarcastically said, you want to be number 1 just by yourself. You're truly dreaming in broad daylight and sleep talking at night. Hearing these utterly infuriating words, the girl became furious. Her face darkened and she said, 1 sentence, waste 2 sentences, also waste from your hairy mouths. Can you do anything else, or is that all today? I will use the precious sword, personally crafted by my super VIP pro, second senior brother, to teach you a lesson you'll remember until you're old. Hearing the girl speak so forcefully and spiritedly, the 3 of them were startled and thought, is this waste really capable of having such a peerless, precious sword? At the moment they decided to spur their horses and flee, the girl pulled out her peerless precious sword and kept shouting, behold my sword. But this sword was very strange. After witnessing the divine sword unsheathed, the 3 of them could no longer control their emotions and laughed like madmen, holding their bellies. Lol, this is truly a peerless, precious sword. I've lived this long, and only now have I seen such a crazy sword. You make me die of laughter, haha. The girl was also bewildered at this moment. Why was the peerless precious sword that second senior brother forged for her now a ridiculously delicious, candied hawthorn skewer? Oh my God! After laughing their heads off, the 3 of them continued as expected. It's garbage forged by a garbage sect. As soon as he finished speaking, he was struck by a surge of sword chi and sent flying far away, crashing into a tree. Behind the 2 junior subordinates who followed saw this and were startled. The girl stood far away, constantly cursing. I'll let you laugh, even if it's a candied hawthorn sword. I can still beat you until you call for your grandpa. After witnessing this scene, the bald guy no longer looked down on her, but instead attacked. He threw a large, heavy club towards the girl to suppress her, but thinking, is one thing, if heaven doesn't help, then there's nothing left. The girl lunged forward and swung her sword, splitting the large club in half. The gourd sword is truly a peerless divine weapon, cutting metal like cutting fruit because of a decisive sword stroke with no wasted movements. The bald guy saw his club split in half and shed tears of regret. Oh my God, my club, has it really gone forever? Sob, sob. What is her sword made of? How can it cut through it so easily? While he was still lamenting his club, the two guys chained him by the neck and dragged him away. What do you care about it? Have you forgotten our purpose here? We have to follow the plan. Do you understand the bald guy was dragged so much? His tongue hung out, but he still kept mentioning his club. After that, the three of them turned their backs and ran like madmen, not forgetting to mock Shi Ling Ling, a peerless waste. If you're so good, chase me. Let's have a great 69-round battle, seeing them running and constantly cursing her. The girl became furious smoke, almost coming out of her ears, and she grabbed her sword and chased after them, determined to fight them to the death. After they disappeared into the distance, second senior brother's golden-furred Sheba also came down from the tree and sighed. This child is truly like Shu Xiaocheng. She acts immediately when she says she will. No hesitation at all, truly, not bad. As it spoke, it followed, but it felt that it didn't need to protect the girl. She could probably protect herself, but it didn't know that below the swamp a creature known as a great demon was lurking. The group of people continued to flee while the girl kept swinging her gourd sword and relentlessly attacking. The junior subordinate behind panted and yelled, "Senior brother, that waste's weapon is too strong. We simply can't resist it." The senior brother also exclaimed in horror and cursed, "Damn it! I said to use the great demon here to deal with her, but we've been running for 10 kilometers now and still haven't seen any monster. Don't tell me, we've been tricked, you guys." From behind, the girl was yelling like mad, telling them, "Don't run, stay here and let me hit you." Suddenly at that moment, bubbles rose from under the swamp. After the girl discovered it, she was immediately struck by it. Because she took a full blow from it, the girl flew far away, crashing into several large ancient trees. That great demon suddenly appeared, making her terrified. It was a Foundation establishment stage, Great Toad Demon. Seeing this, the three guys came over and laughed. "The great demon is here. Let's see how a waste like you deals with it." The words had just fallen, and before they could even be happy, the three of them were attacked by the toad demon's flicking tongue and fell backward. The previous blow had injured Ling, making her unable to stand steadily. Damn it, a Foundation establishment toad demon suddenly appeared out of nowhere. What should I do now? As soon as the words fell, the toad demon also raised its 4 greyish fingers and attacked to finish her off. At the moment it seemed she was about to die, a golden light suddenly struck. That blow sent the 10-ton toad demon flying back into the swamp. At this moment, second senior brother's golden-furred Sheba walked over with surging, killing intent. It exuded immense pressure and said, "A tiny toad dares to be arrogant in front of this venerable one. Have you been in this swamp for too long that you think you're invincible?" Seeing it approach, the toad demon almost peed its pants, trembling uncontrollably and weeping. It held its head, tears falling continuously, begging, "Sorry, please, spare my life, great elder. I was wrong." The girl Shi Ling Ling also walked over and asked Da Qiang, "Why are you here?" Hearing this question, it said Xiaocheng wasn't at ease, so he sent me to protect you. It's a good thing he guessed, right? Otherwise you'd probably be in that toad demon's stomach by now. The girl joyfully said, "Really, when I went down the mountain, he didn't even come to see me off. I thought he didn't care about me anymore." The three guys hid in the nearby bushes and whispered, "Damn it, why is there another monster?" Moreover, this monster seems to have an unusual relationship with that waste. The bald guy also spoke up, questioning, "She alone already gave us a beating. Now there's another great demon. I'm not playing anymore. I can't win. I want to go home." The leader immediately said, "Don't panic, you two. Just observe. Don't you see anything? If I'm not mistaken, perhaps beneath the toad demon's feet is a spiritual array to suppress them within. Its spiritual energy is abundant, specifically countering great demons. If we can borrow spiritual energy from there, we can eliminate these 2 great demons. And because of that, our Bright Moon Mountain Villa will be the leader in eliminating great demons. This time this can also allow us to conveniently deal with her." The 2 guys heard this and praised their senior brother excessively, saying he was absolutely right. Shi Ling Ling can become a sacrifice for the righteous path to eliminate demons. It's this waste's glory after that. The 2 guys stood behind and transferred spiritual energy to the senior brother to cultivate and accumulate spiritual energy for his ultimate move. After gathering spiritual energy into the talisman, they threw it continuously, chanting, Bright moon intersects universe great shift. Then the talisman flew towards the toad demon, creating a shocking explosion that shook the area. The sound of the explosion was deafening. Even people outside the great array could hear it. At this moment in a room, sixth senior brother of Enlightening Valley was making a cigar. When two other guys ran in to report, Captain, that sound seems to be coming from the swamp. Someone must have touched the center of the formation. Captain, please wait here. Let your subordinates bring people to check the situation before he finished speaking. Sixth elder stopped him. No need, it's just a small matter. If the formation isn't destroyed, how will demons be eliminated? Where would those people eliminate demons? Everything is under my control, so you don't need to panic. After that terrifying explosion occurred, Da Qiang was now also startled. Its face became serious, and it said, "Strong spiritual energy. No, this is heavy demonic energy, that's right." At the site of the explosion, demonic energy was emanating outwards, forming a very large circle of light. Demonic energy continuously emanated from within thick and strong, affecting Xi Lingling and Da Qiang. The toad, standing nearby, saw this and wanted to cry its eyes out. It had just come out and hadn't even eaten anything, and now it was getting hit by this and scared to death by that. The girl was startled and turned around to see the disciples of Mountain Villa playing tricks, so she yelled. Da Qiang heard this and also turned around startled and said quickly, "Stop them! Hurry, or we'll all be screwed." That guy, after coming into contact with the formation, was immediately affected by the demonic energy. He continuously laughed madly and said, "This magic array is truly profound. I feel a surging power within my body while he was still engrossed in these illusory things." Xi Lingling instantly moved. The girl jumped high, swung her gourd sword, preparing to strike down, and yelled, "Stop now!" After the sword struck down, another unexpected thing happened. The demonic energy in that formation created a protective shield for that guy and also counter-shocked, sending her flying far into the lake. While flying far and high, she was discovered by Da Qiang, and it quickly ran with its short legs to catch her. Fortunately, this landing fell on Da Qiang's head. If it had landed on the ground, the pain would have been unbearable. Da Qiang was also chivalrous because initially it intended to run quickly to catch her on its back, but unfortunately its legs were short, so it couldn't run fast enough, so she landed straight on its head with her butt. One person and one dog at this moment, their expressions were extremely serious, and they said, "This is bad. This guy has been possessed." That senior brother had now been invaded by demonic energy. His eyes had become lifeless and fierce. He continuously howled madly, his aura strange and unpredictable. Suddenly, he turned around and attacked his two junior brothers, and because they were too close and unprepared, they were easily caught by him. He lifted his two junior brothers and continuously absorbed them, making them scream in despair. After absorbing the two junior subordinates, he turned to look at the girls' group with murderous and chilling eyes. Seeing this scene, both the person and the dog were startled. Then that guy suddenly yelled, and at the same time a hand with 5 sharp claws lunged towards the girl. The girl saw that move, her eyes almost popped out in fear. But fortunately, Da Qiang calmly picked her up and ran like crazy. "Oh my God, this demonic energy is too heavy. What on earth has happened here?" As soon as the words fell from above, a stream of golden light struck straight down into the demonic energy hand. That stream of light was too strong, completely shattering the possessed guy's technique. On one side, Da Qiang was startled and said, "Holy cow! What kind of situation is this again?" The explosion caused smoke, dust and rocks to fly everywhere, making the girl cover her eyes with her hands, unable to open them. Suddenly, from within that golden light chains shot out, wrapping around the possessed guy. At this moment, many supervisors used those golden light chains to control the possessed guy. He howled fiercely, but still couldn't break free. Just then, someone walked over and said, "6th Management Supervision Institute at work." Those unrelated quickly leave this place, and the one who spoke those words was none other than 6th Elder of Enlightening Valley Bai Lei. On this side, Da Chang pouted and sarcastically whispered, "Why is it that stinky sixth elder again? What the heck is he doing here?" Hearing Da Chang say that, the girl also sat down and leaned in to ask, "Is he sixth senior brother?" Sixth senior brother walked over and said to the supervisors, "You guys tie him up tightly. Yes, yes, exactly. You have to nail the peeper bone into his shoulder like that. Then he won't be able to resist." The subordinates continuously tied, nailed and pierced him relentlessly so no one could escape. After dealing with the possessed guy, that Bai Lei also walked over to greet the person and dog who were eavesdropping here. "Oh, Da Chang, long time no see. Do you remember me?" "No way, I don't want to see you either, so don't act like we're so close." Seeing the actual person here, Shi Lingling also nervously called out sixth senior brother. Hearing these words, he also turned around and exuded the aura of a cunning old fox, saying, "So this is the junior sister, second senior brother, brought back. She really has second senior brother's style, I heard. Second senior brother is very concerned about junior sister, so he must have come too, right?" The young lady was a bit confused why this sixth senior brother kept emphasizing second senior brother like that. Afterwards, the purple fox behind her bit her and hung her up, while that sixth senior brother called out, "Xiao Cheng, come out quickly. You're so big now, don't play hide and seek like a child anymore." Seeing sixth senior brother standing and talking to himself towards the forest, the young lady called out and said, "Hey, sixth senior brother, I'm the only one on this trip. Second senior brother isn't here, so you don't need to waste your effort calling him." Hearing words that felt like a direct punch to the face, sixth senior brother was truly dumbfounded and shocked. "I wrote him such a provoking letter, but he didn't come. He only let Da Chang follow you. Isn't that too thoughtless?" Da Chang on the side also chimed in with a look of disgust. "Old sixth, I advise you to speak your mind directly. Otherwise, if you're not careful, Xiao Cheng will get his revenge later, and you'll be in big trouble. Don't play dumb." Sixth senior brother sighed emotionally. "I don't know if I can wait until the day he gets his revenge on me. The situation is quite tense now." Just as he finished speaking, sixth senior brother angrily cursed. "This matter concerns the life and death of our nation, and that old second doesn't know where he's dead. I sent such a sincere letter asking for help, but he didn't come to assist. Does he want a junior brother like me to die here or something?" At this moment, on another side, a streak of light suddenly flashed by at incredible speed. The person who created that phenomenon was none other than our mortal second senior brother. He frantically complained, "Why aren't we there yet? I don't know spells and can't even fly, damn it. It's killing me. If it weren't for that damned old sixth, I basically wouldn't have come to this hellhole." His face was extremely pale at this moment because he had been running all afternoon without getting anywhere, so he was a bit annoyed. Suddenly, a bird-shaped demonic beast blocked his way, continuously yelling like crazy. "Finally dinner is here, I'm so lucky." He saw it and immediately braked hard to see what it wanted to do, but after hearing it say he was its dinner, he became extremely angry. "Quack, quack, your head, why are you screaming? I'm in a hurry and already very annoyed, so if you're smart, scram quickly, otherwise when I get mad, I'll pluck all your feathers and offer them to old sixth right now." Over here, sixth senior brother was continuously explaining why he invited second senior brother and announced this grand assembly. "Actually, I originally wanted to invite second senior brother to preside over the 4 symbols auspicious array ritual. After all, the demonic king of the southern region is sealed here. That's why I invited second senior brother, but he didn't even bother to come." Hearing these godlike exaggerations, Da Chang's eyes widened and his mouth hung open in shock. "My heavens, a demonic king!" Then sixth senior brother continued, "The strength of this thing can be compared to a tribulation transcendence stage expert. Even the entire 6th Surveillance Institute wouldn't be able to suppress it, because I knew if I sent an invitation letter, he definitely wouldn't come, so I resorted to this inferior plan. It was precisely because of that thought that I wrote a letter to junior sister, to provoke him, thinking he would secretly follow here because of it. But who would have thought the truth was too painful?" Hearing these words that felt like salt rubbed into her wound, the young lady sadly said, "So you didn't call me because you saw my talent, but only because you wanted second senior brother to come." Sixth senior brother felt no guilt and kept exaggerating. Perhaps I provoked him too much and made him angry. That's why he didn't come at all. Hearing this heart-wrenching truth, the young lady also sat down dejectedly and said, "You people are dogs. You dare to treat me like a toy in your hands and scheme for your own benefit. My life is so miserable, boo." Da Qiang also showed indignation and said, "Even a newly initiated junior sister like her, you exploit like this? Are you even human? What's the point of being sixth senior brother anymore? You've even sold your own image." Seeing Da Qiang scold him like that, sixth senior brother clarified, "That's not exploiting, all right? This is a special situation, isn't it? Good for junior sister to go out and see this world full of traps. That's tempering her state of mind to help her grow. But even if Xu Xiaochen doesn't come now, I'm already prepared. When the demonic king first emerges, he is very weak, so he needs to find someone to possess, then drain the opponent's spirit and soul power to help restore his own body. But the possessed person will not inherit the demonic king's strength. As long as I seize this opportunity to control him, that will be equivalent to locking the demonic king in a container. That way it will be easier to defeat him. These talismans can suppress the demonic king's evil aura. After dealing with the demonic king, there will be no further impact on this young lad. So before starting the ritual, I sent people to spread rumors about the location of this swamp. And I'll wait for someone with an impure heart to come and be the container for the demonic king. Then I'll appear and catch them all in one swoop. I can't defeat the demonic king, but can't I defeat his clueless minions?" Hearing those calculating words, the young lady suddenly shivered without being cold and stepped back. She broke out in a cold sweat and praised sixth senior brother. "Truly calculates like a god. Junior sister admires you." Da Qiang seemed used to it, but still couldn't adapt to this old fox. Hearing junior sister say that about him, sixth senior brother walked over and tapped her head, scolding, "This is called ingenuity, not clueless. Scheming, understand." Suddenly, a violent earthquake occurred, making the young lady exclaim in alarm. "What now?" Da Qiang also said in fright. "Holy moly, what else is happening? Old sixth!" Suddenly, a clawed arm with sharp talons emerged from the ground. Seeing that scene, the couple was utterly shocked, while sixth senior brother thought to himself, "Oh no, it failed." Appearing from the ground at this moment was the demonic king. It opened its mouth, preparing to spit saliva, and roared, "Die for me." At that moment, Bai Lei became furious and cursed his subordinates a bunch of useless wastes. You couldn't even stop that much, truly too clueless. Hearing themselves being cursed, they were very annoyed, but had no other choice, and said, "Captain, you're making it sound too easy. That's a demonic king, not some ordinary lesser demon, don't you know that?" As soon as he finished speaking, the demonic king immediately slammed down, creating widespread aftershocks. That punch was so powerful that rocks and dirt shattered and flew everywhere. Witnessing this scene, Bai Lei spoke up. "Just now the demonic king split off a fake demon soul, pretending to enter that person's body to attract us. He used our carelessness to buy time and wait for his main body to truly emerge." The junior sister and Da Qiang on the side also broke out in a cold sweat. After that, Bai Lei clicked his tongue and bragged, "I don't know if I'll be able to pay this month's health insurance in time, but a demonic king that big exploding into fireworks would be fun, wouldn't it?" Hearing these words, the junior sister standing next to him was bewildered and didn't understand what her senior brother was saying. The demonic king at this moment also looked over with bloodthirsty eyes and said, "Cultivator," then it roared loudly, "All right, I'll use you to nourish this king's demon soul." As soon as the words fell, it threw a punch towards the group of people standing on this side. Hearing the demonic king say that Bai Lei refused to be outdone and pointed his cigar at its face, "Are you dreaming, still fantasizing in broad daylight? If you're so confident, come up here and smoke this." Then the two attacks clashed violently, with neither side showing weakness. At this moment, the demonic king laughed proudly. "Lol, your attack means nothing to me. It's just a worthless bit of stainless steel." Hearing this taunt from the demonic king, he remained unfazed and retorted, "You truly have a pig's head. What era is this who attacks without a backup plan? As soon as he finished speaking, the ground beneath the demonic king was churning with slimy yellow pellets, surfacing, causing it to jump in fright. Over here, Bai Lei confidently snapped his fingers, followed by an earth-shattering explosion that rocked the entire forest. After the explosion, the demonic king lay severely injured on the ground, unable to move. Seeing this, the junior sister joyfully exclaimed, "We won," while Da Qiang didn't hesitate to praise him. "Kid, you've got talent." But Bai Lei didn't agree and immediately corrected them. "You're dreaming too beautifully. I'm only at the nascent soul stage, not that Xu Xiaocheng who can just play around. Do you really think I can kill a tribulation transcendent stage, demonic king, by myself?" As soon as he finished speaking, he turned back frantically and said, "What are you all still standing there for? Hurry up and run." Suddenly, a hand reached out from behind and grabbed their group. Unfortunately, it caught Bai Lei, making him cough up blood. Seeing this, the junior sister and Da Qiang immediately turned back to help, but Bai Lei, seeing the situation was bad, told her to stop and not come over. As soon as he finished speaking, another hand immediately snatched, grabbing the junior sister and Da Qiang and lifting them high. The demonic king now appeared in a different form, savagely saying, "You nascent soul thieves at least have some grasp of the situation." Witnessing its face, the junior sister frantically said, "Is this the demonic king from before?" Sixth senior brother Bai Lei also spoke up, "I'm afraid this is its true face." He gritted his teeth and said, "This time it's truly over. There's nothing left to cry or grieve about." The demonic king at this moment calmly recounted the events of yesteryear. 10,000 years ago, when this king was sealed, my body was injured for 10,000 years. This king has rested and recuperated, repairing my original demon soul. Seizing the opportunity as the seal was removed, I also conveniently discarded that weak outer shell and transformed into a stronger form. Now offer all your spiritual energy to this king." As soon as it finished speaking, the spiritual energy in their bodies continuously poured out, making their eyes burn red. Bai Lei, at this moment, also yelled like crazy, saying, "My arrogant life won't end so ridiculously." Suddenly, the junior sister screamed and was enveloped by a water sphere. The demonic king also saw this and was bewildered, not understanding what was happening. Then it frantically threw the water sphere to the ground. The two people and one dog were now soaked to the bone, constantly coughing. The young lady turned and asked sixth senior brother, "Did you just block its attack?" He broke out in a cold sweat and thought to himself, was that water sphere junior sister's hidden ability? Suddenly, the young lady frantically called out, "Sixth senior brother, look behind you." When he looked back, countless streams of spiritual energy, transformed into circular shapes, flew towards them. The demonic king also raised its hand and smugly said, "What's next? Of course it will be boom, boom, LOL." Before it could finish speaking, those purple spiritual energy spheres were pierced through by feathers. The sudden turn of events startled the demonic king, causing it to exclaim, "What the hell is that now?" After the smoke and dust dispersed, Bai Lei recognized the newcomer as second senior brother and immediately said, "You finally came. I knew you cared about me." The junior sister also joyfully called out second senior brother's name like crazy. He was currently holding onto the bird's leg and flying over. But the strange thing was that when this bird first appeared, it had extremely cool feathers. But upon meeting Xiaocheng, it had become bald and looked like an ostrich. It kept crying SOS with no tears. Being interrupted in its fun, the demonic king was very angry and cursed. "Who dares to stop me? You're truly seeking death." As soon as it finished speaking, it launched a palm strike towards Xiao. Seeing this, he gently plucked another feather and let himself fall, then threw the feather towards the attack. The feather in his hand was so sharp that it pierced through its grand move and flew straight at it. The demonic king was still frantic from seeing that scene, but before it could recover, Xiaocheng charged forward, intending to give it a mortal's punch. Xiaocheng spun around, gathering strength for a moment, then flew and punched this guy in the mouth, making it utterly dumbfounded. What the hell, it seems like a kid just flew by. After taking a full punch, it plunged headfirst into the ground, creating a large explosion. Xiaocheng stood at the edge of the pit and looked down, speaking to the demonic king. What a pity if you were a rabbit. I might have been a bit gentler, but you have committed two unforgivable acts. First, you shouldn't touch the only junior sister of my enlightening valley. Second, Bailey can only be beaten to death by me, who gave you permission to touch him. After finishing his scolding, he immediately turned around and walked towards the two of them. The junior sister was swaying because she thought second senior brother was always secretly protecting her from behind. It was precisely because of that thought that her cheeks were now flushed. Bailey held his cigar and smugly said, "I knew it with such a lovely junior sister here. How could old second not come truly? Old second cannot escape my grasp, lol." While he was still lost in his thoughts, Xiao Cheng walked over and said, "Where's my medicine? Quickly take it out." Hearing him ask about the medicine, his face immediately turned pale, and he stammered, "Huh." After that, he forced a smile and sighed. "You're talking about forging a spiritual root. Right, I left in a hurry and forgot to bring it." He, the junior sister next to him, heard this and knew that second senior brother came here for the medicine and not for her, as she thought. So she remained dejected. After finishing his boast, he said, "You deal with the demonic king first, then I'll take you back to the surveillance institute to get it." As soon as he finished speaking, Bailei's face drastically changed. The demonic king had stood up with an angry look. Hearing Bailei say that, Xiao Cheng immediately turned his back and replied, "The demonic king is your problem. What does it have to do with me? You deal with it, and I'll come back to get it later." Hearing these callous words, Bailei frantically called out, "Xiao Cheng, no old second. You're the one who understands the bigger picture. Best don't be so cruel." The demonic king at this moment leaped out of the pit, constantly cursing, "Hateful brat. You dared to sneak attack this king while I was talking. This king will dismember you into 10,000 pieces, chop you into 10,000 segments, throw you into a styrofoam box, and bury you under a toilet for 10,000 years. Bailei was scared, witless, and continuously complained, "Damn it, old second, you were the one who attacked it, and now you're telling me to deal with it. Look how furious it is. If I go up there, it'll be the end of our relationship. What can I even do to it?" The junior sister also trembled uncontrollably, continuously backing away and saying, "What are you brothers still arguing about? The demonic king is coming again." On this side, the demonic king continued to roar furiously as it lunged, raising its claws, imbued with demonic energy, preparing to use the banana squeeze dragon claw technique. Seeing the grand technique approaching, Bailei also surrendered, kneeling down and frantically waving the medicine. Here's the medicine, old second. Hurry and make your move, or it'll be too late." Boo-hoo. Seeing his objective achieved, Xiao Cheng secretly smiled. Then he turned back and snatched the medicine in a cool manner. Holding the medicine in his hand, he examined it intently, as it was extremely important to him. From behind, the demonic king laughed gleefully. This king also wants you to experience what it's like to be ambushed from behind. Its claws were about to strike him, but he still looked at the medicine and read, "Gather chi, refine bones." Before he could finish reading, Xiao Cheng lightly swung his hand backward. It looked like a child's punch, but the rebound force was terrifyingly powerful. The demonic king was sent flying for dozens of kilometers, skidding across the ground. The demonic king at this moment still didn't understand what was happening, why it was lying on the ground with all four limbs pointing to the sky. Observing from the side, the junior sister also gasped in horror, yelling, "What was that, second senior brother? You actually sent the demonic king flying so far with one punch." Bailei, sixth senior brother, was too used to this and immediately said, "It's just basic operation. You need to get used to this more. You'll witness much more later, so you won't be surprised anymore." The demonic king at this moment angrily stood up, stomping its feet in frustration. Its entire body, top to bottom, had no spiritual energy fluctuations, yet it managed to injure me repeatedly. "It seems you're hiding your cultivation, aren't you? I was careless and underestimated you." Xiao Cheng stood below, glancing at it with a look that said, "I don't even put you in my eyes, come and get it." Then Xiao Cheng horizontally slashed, dispersing the demonic energy it emitted, and said, "You talk too much for a fight." Hearing these words from him, it snorted coldly, questioning a cultivator with such high cultivation, as you must have an extreme amount of spiritual energy in your body, just perfect for this king to use. As soon as it finished speaking, demonic energy surged forward and enveloped Xiao Cheng. Witnessing these old tricks, Xiao Cheng also said in annoyance, "Can you people be a little more creative when fighting? You always resort to these spiritual energy sealing techniques. It's truly boring." Seeing this, it cursed him for being ignorant. This is the Millennium Spirit devouring array. It doesn't just seal your spiritual energy. It can also devour your spiritual energy. It will make you suffer immensely, lol. The sky at this moment also underwent strange changes. Thunder roared, dark clouds gathered thickly. Da Qiang, having just woken up, saw the dark clouds and lightning, and dumbfounded muttered, "It's raining. I should go get the clothes." Before he could finish speaking, the junior sister immediately worriedly asked sixth senior brother, "Do we really not need to go help?" Hearing these words, he replied that demonic king mainly just absorbs spiritual energy, but Xiao Cheng, what spiritual energy does he have to absorb? Truly a pitiful demonic beast. The demonic king still didn't know what was happening and continued to laugh smugly. "Ha ha! Next, let's see what you'll do. All your spiritual energy will become this king's nourishment, helping this king break through and flatten the entire 9 provinces continent, lol. But reality slapped it very quickly. Xiao Cheng had grabbed the demonic energy on its body and pulled it down roughly. It was dragged too fast, making it scream in terror like crazy. It frantically said, "Why are you here? No, you broke my Millennium Spirit, devouring array. How is this possible?" Xiao Cheng smiled smugly and said, "I was just troubled about not being able to fight you in close combat, but you actively came to my door, so I won't be polite anymore." Seeing this, it also broke out in a cold sweat and said, "No, why is there no spiritual energy fluctuation on your body? WTF, you're actually a mortal." Hearing the 2 words mortal made Xiao Cheng furious, looking at it with cold eyes. It was precisely because it touched his limit that the punch it received next was maximum. After that, this unfortunate demonic king had to plunge headfirst into the ground. Once more, the impact with the ground was so strong that dust and rocks flew everywhere. WTEF, truly, how can this mortal possess such strong power? Seeing Xiao Cheng charging forward, intending to continue striking it, frantically crawled up, thinking to be beaten to death. My strength must not have recovered. That's why I'm suffering such humiliation. I should still escape and find a cave to recuperate first. When I recover, I will definitely come back and deal with you. As soon as it finished speaking, Xiao Cheng charged forward, but luckily it managed to evade. It jumped up and said, "You damned mortal, this king will definitely come to settle the score with you someday." Da Qiang was relaxing when sudden footsteps approached, making it curiously look up. After a second, it was grabbed by its tail by Xiao Cheng, who took a stance preparing to attack. Da Qiang's fur stood on end in fright, cursing, "Damn, are you going to play with me again?" Xiao Cheng ignored it and aimed precisely at the flying target, saying first the secret technique of enlightening valley, the great chrysanthemum piercing art. After explaining the ultimate move, Da Qiang was sent flying, tearing through the wind. On the way to the airport, the dog kept barking, "You're truly a dog." The demonic king, hit by this divine move, suffered a broken spine and severe injuries. It screamed in horror. This king's demon soul was actually shattered. It arched its back, its belly ripping open, and roared in disbelief. "This is impossible." The demonic king was fiercely incinerated, but it didn't forget to utter a few dying words. This king was actually defeated by a mortal. This king is unwilling. Da Qiang, after that divine impact, fell and landed on its head. Xiao Cheng held the demonic core in his hand and said, "History will remember your contributions in eliminating the demonic king, and in this way the southern region." Demonic king broke 2 world records. It is the first demonic king to be defeated by a mortal in history, and second, it is the first demonic king to be killed by a dog in history. After Xiao Cheng furiously killed the demonic king for constantly calling him a mortal, he was quite annoyed and was about to crush its demonic core. "This is for looking down on me. This is for calling me a mortal. This is for being insolent to me. So I'll blow you to smithereens." Seeing him so hot-headed, Bai Lei gasped in fright and quickly tried to stop him. "Oh my God, brother, stop your hand quickly. This inner core must be preserved. If you crush it, there'll be no saving. You know that." Hearing these words, Xiaocheng stopped his hand and asked, "Why do I need to keep this inner core?" Seeing him stop, Bai Lei breathed a sigh of relief. "Brother, look at the medicine and you'll understand what I mean. The demonic king's inner core is the most important material. If it's destroyed, your spiritual root will be beyond cure. Luckily you stopped in time, otherwise, even if you cried under a tamarind tree, no one could save you." After hearing these divine words, Xiaocheng quickly took out the medicine again to re-examine it to recreate a spiritual root. One must first gather qi and refine bones, then mold the soul, and finally infuse it with spirit. The first step is to use the demonic king's inner core condensing spirit, spring seven-leaf spirit, ganoderma, and dragon claw flower to refine a qi gathering pill. Then find a place with the strongest spiritual energy, swallow the qi gathering pill there, and concentrate the spiritual energy so that the excess spiritual energy in the body can change the meridians and bones. Therefore you need to use the Heavenly Treasure sect's bone, transforming sun-piercing art. To change your own meridians and bones, only then can you withstand the tempering of the ancestral gourd. Xiaocheng was delighted because in his mind he immediately envisioned making that sixth brother, the little reporter, fan the flames for his refining furnace. The ancestral soul gourd could reform a cultivator's soul and spirit from the inside out, allowing the user's physique to generate a spiritual root from nothing, becoming something. Once everything is complete, one can use the ultimate divine artifact, the Grand White Ruler, to bring the cultivator's spiritual root forging to its peak. After thoroughly reading the contents of the prescription, Xiaocheng spoke up, praising, "This method is truly very logical. I actually didn't think of it." Bai Lei stood behind smugly, continuously bragging, "That's right. This is the prescription I painstakingly acquired by climbing mountains and wading through rivers. You don't need to be too touched. You know that our brotherhood is like fermented fish. Paste, oops. I mean like limbs more steadfast than gold. Nothing can compare." Hearing this, Xiaocheng secretly smiled and put the prescription into his person. Perhaps at this moment he was secretly happy that he had finally found a way to solve his lack of a spiritual root, but his smile also carried a hint of bitterness. Xiaocheng turned back with a moved expression and softly said, "That's why I said, only I am allowed to beat you to death. No one else is allowed to touch you." Bai Lei crossed his arms and closed his eyes smugly, but it seemed he hadn't heard the rest of Xiaocheng's sentence. Right. That's correct." Just as he said this, Bai Lei paused and thought, something feels wrong. While Bai Lei was lost in his thoughts, Xiaocheng had already charged forward and started hitting him relentlessly. The brawl was now raging fiercely, and Bai Lei's shrill cries echoed throughout the forest. Stop hitting. At least don't hit my dog handsome face. Xiaocheng, I'll punch you to death, boo-hoo," as thudding sounds echoed and smoke and dust filled the air. On this side, a person and a dog were watching intently. The junior sister immediately said, "Second senior brother is truly too ruthless." Daqiang next to her also agreed, "Indeed. No need to argue, but sixth senior brother deserved to be hit." Daqiang also nodded again. Right. He truly deserved to be hit. Who told him to be so annoying? After a while, the crescent moon had gradually risen high in some courtyard. Inside, Bai Lei was holding a very alluring young woman and a cigar, saying in short, in recent years, Master and the senior brothers have all directly tried to create a spiritual root for you, but each time it failed, it was simply because the method was wrong. Hearing this, he immediately replied, "As long as enough preparatory work is done, creating a completely new spiritual root will be fine. Right? Don't lie to me or you'll be in trouble with me, understand?" Bai Lei exhaled a puff of white smoke and said, "This prescription is stored in the top secret library of the Surveillance Institute. You don't know how much effort I put in to steal it. Oops, I mean to borrow it. It's absolutely genuine." Hearing these grand exaggerations, Xiaocheng immediately questioned, "If you're that good, even So's would know how to climb trees." Hearing second senior brothers scolding Bai Lei immediately changed his tune. "We're all brothers. How can you measure a gentleman's heart with a villain's intentions?" He patted his chest righteously and said, Everyone knows that your lifelong wish is to reconstruct your spiritual root, to cultivate immortality. What second senior brother desires is what I desire most, even what the entire Surveillance Institute desires. Furthermore, it is Master's pure instruction to you. Before he could finish speaking, Xiaocheng raised his hand to stop him, yelling, "Enough, enough! Stop your nonsense! I'm getting tired of listening." After saying that, Bai Lei pulled out a piece of paper and said, "I've already investigated all the medicinal ingredients you need. They're all recorded in the book in 2 days. I'll set off to help you find all of them." Xiaocheng then thought and asked back, "How can I be sure you're truly helping me and not just using me as an experiment?" As soon as he finished speaking, Bai Lei retorted, "Believe it or not, it's up to you. Second senior brother has no other choice anyway, right?" These words pierced his wounded heart, because this devil spoke very accurately, making him unable to retort. Being provoked about his long-standing pain, Xiaocheng furiously said, "Aren't you six very busy? Then I don't need to bother you. I'll go find them myself." He stood up and prepared to leave, not forgetting to ask, in the entire Great Zhou nation, only the Moonwatch Pavilion of the Seven Sect Alliance has dragon claw flowers. Right hearing this, the junior sister also felt a bit familiar with this sect. Seeing this, Bai Lei immediately said, "Brother, absolutely do not provoke the Seven Sect Alliance. These 7 great sects are not only the strongest cultivation alliance in the Great Zhou nation, they are also the leaders and callers for all cultivators in the Great Zhou nation. Furthermore, they all possess forbidden magical artifacts with mysterious power. Even our Surveillance Institute dares not offend them." Before he could finish speaking, Xiaocheng turned back and declared, "You said it too late. I already beat their disciples black and blue. They'll remember it forever." Seeing them leave, Bai Lei sighed, saying, "I'm so tired, they're finally gone. If they stayed here any longer, I wouldn't know what to say." The sexy lady next to him also spoke up, "Envoy, are you deceiving people again?" Hearing this, Bai Lei revealed his true colors, saying, Why I am indeed deceiving people, haha. It's just that recently the conflict between the 7 Great Sect Alliance has become increasingly severe, and the 6th envoy is busy and lacks manpower. I saw Old Second was very free, so I wanted to borrow his hand to inquire about the 7 Sect Alliance a little. As soon as he finished speaking, Bai Lei also discovered the junior sister standing next to him. He flinched, his eyes wide in disbelief, sweat pouring down. The junior sister, who was about to go back for her sword, accidentally overheard the shocking news and also broke out in a cold sweat. She clutched her sword and walked away, saying, "I just came back to get something. I didn't hear anything at all." Seeing her leave so quickly, Bai Lei was startled and explained, "Things aren't like that. Don't misunderstand. You have to let me explain first. The prescription I gave. Xiaocheng is real, but I don't know where those materials are." The young lady turned back with a lovely expression, saying, "I'm not someone who likes to talk nonsense behind people's backs. You can rest assured. Besides, 6th senior brother risked his life to save us before. I'll keep this secret for you, okay?" Hearing these words, Bai Lei was moved and kept thinking, what is this warm feeling? Junior sister is still the best to me. If only I had known earlier, I shouldn't have introduced Old Seven. I should have replaced him with a cute little girl while he was still deeply moved. He heard one word but, along with the junior sister's gaze, full of danger, if 6th senior brother's bad habits don't change, then I don't know when I might accidentally let it slip. Bai Lei went from feeling touched to feeling cold, thinking it's over. This child has been completely spoiled by Xu Xiaocheng. Xu Xiaocheng, your crimes are truly monstrous, unbearable to heavenly principles. After a while, Xiaocheng's group finally arrived at the Moonwatch Pavilion's flower garden. The entrance looked no different from a cemetery. Xiaocheng also spoke up. Praising Old Sixth is rarely reliable. This path is indeed fast, accurate, and leads to the right place. The person is happy, but the dog isn't, because it had to follow them in the middle of the night. Da Qiang panted, saying, "We're going to beat up those 2 idiots from Moonwatch Pavilion, aren't we? If they don't want to give it, then what now?" Xiaocheng immediately replied gleefully, "Moonwatch Pavilion has a dragon claw flower garden. If they're willing to give it to me, I'll just take it and leave." If not, I'll steal a flower and burn down their entire flower garden. The junior sister also gasped, saying, "But second senior brother, there will definitely be masters guarding this place." He confidently replied, "We'll adapt as circumstances change, as the saying goes. All's fair in war, no one can guard against that." After sneaking into the flower garden, they saw a withered, desolate scene with a sign stuck in the ground that once read, "Dragon Claw Flower Garden." Seeing this, the two people were startled and shocked, unable to speak. Xiao Cheng clutched his head and shouted because he had come here with so much hope and not even a single blade of grass had grown. "Oh my God, where are my flowers? An entire flower garden and not a single bloom, is that right?" At this time, in a forest with many buildings around it, this tower was the Moonwatch Pavilion. A young man sitting on a chair was the eldest son of the Song family Moonwatch Pavilion. Song Wen Nuan, he immediately said, "Family laws cannot be changed, so it's better to follow the rules today." His younger brother Song Jufu heard this and angrily shouted, "Brother, you're not unaware of what's happening now. Following the rules means death, do you want that?" Hearing these words, the elder brother picked up his teacup and said, "Little brother, I am the head of a family and I'm only thinking of you." Before he could finish speaking, someone suddenly kicked the door wide open. Because of this, the teacup in his hand also fell. The result was shattered beyond repair. The younger brother saw this and turned back shouting, "Who is it?" while the elder brother behind him cried tears for his teacup. The reason he was so hurt was because he bought this teacup for 3 million spirit stones, and he hadn't even had a chance to drink from it before it shattered. The person who kicked the door open was none other than our Xiao Cheng. His face ashen, he shouted quickly, "Give me the dragon claw flower, hurry!" The elder brother of the Song family still regretted his teacup, but didn't forget to reply to him, "Such a large, ruined garden. Don't you see it? My father burned all the dragon claw flowers. Oh my God, my teacup boo-hoo." After hearing these words, Xiao Cheng became even more furious and asked how many were in that garden. "Is it all gone?" Seeing him so tense, the younger brother also looked bewildered and replied, "It's all gone." Xiao Cheng continued to ask, "Then, are there any seeds? Plant them for me now." The elder brother was heartbroken and said, "Only my father knows how to plant them. We haven't learned how to plant them." He said this while sobbing and constantly repeating, "My cup." As soon as he finished speaking, Xiao Cheng fell backward, blood spurting from his mouth due to internal heat. "The fuck, I travelled all this way to find herbs, and there's not even a shred left." The junior sister saw this and quickly went to him, worriedly saying, "Second senior brother, don't die. You have to be strong." After a while of grieving for his cup, the elder brother suddenly realized something. "Who is this guy?" He turned and said, "No, who are you? How dare you trespass into our Moonwatch Pavilion?" Guards throw them out. The trio of dogmen and women were startled. But with Xiao Cheng's quick wit, he shouted, "How dare you? Do you know who I am? I am the beloved disciple of your father's sworn brother, the great elder of Enlightening Valley, Shu Xiaocheng." After that, he continued to add a few more boastful words of his own to make the truth sound more genuine. "Do you know that my master's family, he intentionally sent me to visit your esteemed Song family, yet you want to kick me out? Is this how your Moonwatch Pavilion entertains guests?" The junior sister heard these words and was full of question marks. When did her second senior brother become a sect master? Da Qiang nearby also praised his boasting skills, saying he was almost at old sixth's level. Now he just needs to open his mouth and words flow out like a pre-written essay from textbook page 69, The Great Deception Art Class. The elder brother also seriously asked, "Again, my father's sworn brother, what is Enlightening Valley? I've never heard of this place or him who is your master. Is it Elder Ba or Great Master Liu or Uncle Li?" He replied, "That's right, my master's surname is Li. You all understand my master's working style. If that's the case, then it's very normal that you've never heard of me." As soon as he finished speaking, the elder brother clapped his hands and said, "Uncle Li is indeed a man of few words. He rarely talks about himself." After his analysis, the elder brother stood up and warmly said, "My apologies, if you are Uncle Li's disciple, then you are truly a distinguished guest. Please take a seat." Xiao Cheng immediately refused, saying, "There's no need to be so complicated. My master urgently needs the dragon claw flower. Quickly take me to meet the Song family head to replant the dragon claw flower. The junior sister was now truly impressed by her second senior brother saying just a few nonsensical words, and he managed to infiltrate someone's house. This is too ridiculous. Da-Chiang calmly treated this as an everyday occurrence and nothing strange, because it thought our enlightening valley truly consists of professional and skilled pyramid schemers and kidnappers. If enlightening valley is ranked second, no one dares to be first. Then the elder brother whispered, "This is a bit difficult. Father is currently seriously ill. I'm afraid it's not convenient to receive guests." The younger brother took out a sound transmitting talisman and said, "If he is the disciple of father's sworn brother, then meeting him for a bit shouldn't be a problem, but I must inform the inner sect elders first." Seeing this, Xiaocheng was secretly overjoyed, thinking so smooth. After that, he led Xiaocheng's group inside and continued. Father's mind became erratic, and he burned down the entire flower garden. After that, he fell gravely ill and couldn't get up these past 2 days. It's gotten even worse. He's constantly in a coma and rarely lucid, Xiaocheng replied. It's fine as long as he remembers how to plant the flowers. Just then, 2 guys were tying up a girl and cursing, "You little slut sneaking around. You must be up to no good." Seeing this, he stepped forward and asked, "What are you making so much noise for?" He turned around and reported, "Young pavilion master, please forgive me. This little slut broke the ancestral rules by rushing into the soaring tower," she cried hysterically, saying, "Young pavilion master, I didn't mean to. I truly just accidentally walked in. Please, young pavilion master, spare me." The younger brother came forward with a dark expression and said, "Drag her out to the yard and feed her to the wolves." Hearing this, the girl was terrified and pleaded. The subordinate standing next to him clasped his hands respectfully, awaiting orders. The elder brother turned to his younger brother and said, "Jufu, times are unstable right now. You can't just drag someone out to feed them to wolves at the slightest disagreement. Isn't that a bit too cruel?" Hearing this, the younger brother replied, "Didn't you just keep saying you wanted to act according to the rules? Why the sudden change of heart?" The junior sister heard this and angrily shouted, "What rules are they more important than a human life?" He turned back and replied, "The soaring tower strictly forbids outsiders of the Song family bloodline from entering. Violators will be sentenced to death. This is a rule from the founding of Moonwatch Pavilion. No one is an exception." Xiaocheng was also curious and asked, "What is this soaring tower? Why is it so serious?" Seeing that he didn't know about this place, he stepped forward and introduced esteemed guest. "Don't you know, the soaring tower is the Song family's auspicious land. Someone will ascend to the rooftop on the night of the full moon to gather the power of the moonlight and cultivate qi. This is also why our Moonwatch Pavilion is named Moonwatch Pavilion, because it's rare to find pure qi that can be combined with the inner chambers for cultivation. Therefore, the soaring tower has never allowed inner disciples to enter. The elder brother behind him also continued, "Today is also Jufu's coming-of-age ceremony, and one of the main rituals is to ascend the soaring tower for cultivation. Everything has been prepared today. If someone breaks into the soaring tower and disrupts the ritual, of course, it cannot be easily forgiven." The junior sister helped the girl and said, "Second senior brother, she's so pitiful." He understood and turned to the 2 brothers saying, "Look, my master and your father are old friends. Can you please spare her this once?" Hearing this, the elder brother said, "This is easy to talk about then. Out of respect for Enlightening Valley, we will make an exception this time. I won't pursue it further." The younger brother snorted coldly. After that, the group entered the old pavilion master's room. The elder brother called out, "Father, Uncle Li's disciple has come to visit you." Seeing this scene, Xiaocheng couldn't help but gasp in shock, thinking no way, he looks like he's about to kick the bucket. The elder brother also said, "Please forgive me. Father is gravely ill. He can't even preside over Jufu's coming-of-age ceremony." Seeing this, Xiaocheng pondered, "No, I must check his pulse myself to confirm. Logically speaking, he should wait until he has fully recovered and can personally preside over the coming-of-age ceremony. But things have progressed to a point where there can be no further delay. This unfilial son will have to perform the ceremony for Jufu in his stead. The junior sister behind him looked on, not understanding, thinking why this expression, it looks so suspicious. Xiaocheng also cried hysterically, saying, "Old pavilion master will definitely get better quickly. My master is still waiting for you to go drinking with him," but in his heart, he thought this old man looks completely beyond saving. Just as he was about to check his pulse, the elder brother stopped him and said, "Brother Shu, you've already seen father's condition. We truly are helpless with the dragon claw flowers." Hearing this, he smiled brightly and said, it's fine, it's just that it wasn't easy for me to get here. Why don't I wait here for a few days like a trip to relieve my worries, can I? Lol, how can I not entertain a distinguished guest, brother? Shu, please stay for a few days, then. Thank you, brother, Song Wen Nuan. After leaving, the junior sister immediately asked second senior brother, the Dragon Claw, "Flowers are gone, why do you still want to stay at Moonwatch Pavilion?" Xiaocheng replied, "What if they have some hidden away? Besides, didn't they just say the soaring tower can gather qi? Tonight we will explore the soaring tower." Then in the middle of the night, footsteps were heard in front of the tower. The junior sister immediately reminded him, "Second senior brother, is it not good to sneak into someone else's house?" He replied with a righteous expression, "I'm not sneaking in, I'm personally verifying as a righteous person whether the soaring tower is truly that miraculous Da Qiang who was following was bored and didn't want to speak because this guy was spouting nonsense again." Just then a loud shout of "found them" rang out clearly. At this moment the girl from the afternoon led two other people and said loudly, "It's them!" The bearded man pointed directly at Xiaocheng and said, "Holy crap, why is it you? You're the benefactor who just saved my junior sister." Xiaocheng looked at the two men and turned to ask Da Qiang, "Who are these two nobodies again, do you know?" Da Qiang shook his head, frantically replying, "I'll die if I know." But the junior sister immediately recognized them as the two people she had met at the four symbols wishful array ritual. The other guy angrily charged forward, throwing a punch and cursing, "You don't put anyone in your eyes, you actually dared to forget us two brothers." His charging speed was quite fast, but his flying speed was no less as he took a direct punch from our mortal. A punch to the face sent him flying far away, falling to the side. He immediately sat up and yelled frantically, saying, "Do you remember now?" Xiaocheng nodded and said, "I remember now, I've hit them before, it feels very familiar." As soon as she heard this, the junior sister flinched and covered her 2 5 grapefruits, saying, "Holy cow, you remember people based on the feeling in your hands?" The other guy's junior sister also ran over concernedly, asking, "Brother, are you okay?" "I'm fine. It brought back his memory. My face hurting is nothing." The elder brother also stood up and bowed, saying, "I'm sorry, we were impulsive. My name is Mei Tui. Xiang he is Mei Yo Qian. You saved our junior sister. Mei Xiang Hao, we just wanted to meet, and thank you." Xiaocheng broke out in a cold sweat and asked back, "Do all of you from Moonwatch Pavilion have homophone names?" Then Xiaocheng said, "If you want to thank someone, find her. This girl has a compassionate heart and saved people. It has nothing to do with me. If it weren't for finding the dragon claw flower, I wouldn't bother interfering in other people's business." The other guy asked, "You want to find dragon claw flowers again? Then I advise you not to waste your effort. The flower garden was burned by the old pavilion master. Truly not a single plant remains." Hearing this, Xiaocheng asked, "Besides me, did anyone else come looking for flowers?" Indeed, after the flower garden was burned, someone came to inquire. After that person inquired, he immediately pursued that southern barbarian. He asked again, "What southern barbarian?" Previously, a group of servants came among them, was one with a fierce appearance and a southern barbarian tattoo on his face. Furthermore, I heard that after the old pavilion master fell ill, this southern barbarian disappeared, which is extremely suspicious. That's why the person who came before went to pursue him. After Xiaocheng heard this, he yawned, saying, "People from the southern barbarian kingdom are skilled at controlling poisons, refining poisons, and making medicine. And they have a good relationship with the demon race, so if he was the one who affected the old pavilion master's mind, it seems reasonable." The junior sister also wondered, did Moonwatch Pavilion ever offend the southern barbarian kingdom? The other guy then said, "I think they must have been tracking Moonwatch Pavilion's secret cultivation techniques. I've never been to the soaring tower, but I've heard." Before he could finish speaking, the second young master appeared and asked, "What are you two talking about?" making the other guy turn pale and shout, "Second young master, I just spared your life and now you're bad-mouthing the old pavilion master with outsiders. Do you not want to live anymore?" the group of people fearfully said. "Second young master, please calm down, we're not." Xiao Chen then coughed, saying, "What a coincidence. Second young master, I was just asking them how to get into the soaring tower. Since you're so knowledgeable, why don't you show us the way?" He secretly thought one is the young pavilion master and the other is just the second young master. Interesting. Hearing Xiao Cheng's words, he immediately shouted angrily, entering the soaring tower, "You're truly bold. Have you forgotten what we said today?" Before he could finish speaking, Xiao Cheng interrupted. "You said that outsiders of the Song family bloodline are forbidden from entering, and violators will be killed without question, right? But isn't there an exception now? On what basis can she break the rule, and I can't?" Hearing these words, the second young master immediately flew into a rage, yelling like crazy, "How dare you! Song Wennan considers you a distinguished guest, but I don't. I've never heard my father mention any old Li. You infiltrated Moonwatch Pavilion and even dared to demand Dragonclaw flowers. You clearly have no good intentions." As he spoke, he lunged to attack Xiao Cheng. He calmly raised his hand to block his attack. With ease. Witnessing this, he was terrified and retreated, blocking attacks with bare hands. How could this be? Then Xiao Cheng grabbed his hand and spun him around, not forgetting to say, "It's late. Get some sleep, little brother." As soon as he finished speaking, the second young master was sent flying, hitting the wall with a thud, fainting on the spot. The two other guys saw this and were scared, witless, saying, "Holy cow, this is the second young master. He actually just hit him. Should I call for people? I could even get credit, but he's too strong. We can't provoke him. Maybe we should just leave." The rabbit-like girl saw this and was utterly stunned, saying, "So domineering, I love it." After putting the second young master to sleep, he said, "Let's go investigate the soaring tower." The junior sister also looked over and asked, "But second senior brother, you just hit Moonwatch Pavilion's second young master. Moonwatch Pavilion won't let us off easily." Hearing this, Xiao Cheng casually replied, "One is the young pavilion master and the other is just the second young master. The relationship between these two brothers isn't that good anyway. Maybe Song Wen Nuan will even thank us for helping him educate his younger brother." At this moment, the moon had risen high, which was also the time for Xiao Cheng's group to act. At this time, Xiao Cheng walked stealthily, continuously, muttering silly things. This made the junior sister not understand anything, and she immediately asked second senior brother, "What are you mumbling about? I can't hear you." "There's only half an hour left until Song Jufu's coming-of-age ceremony. We must act swiftly," the junior sister said curiously. "The people of Moonwatch Pavilion haven't discovered their second young master has been knocked out, yet this place actually doesn't have a single guard." After that, Xiao Cheng's group found a room, but there was no one inside. Da Chang looked out the window and said, "This moonlight seems to stir some primitive impulses. In me, for example, the celestial dog swallowing the moon. No, it should be the moon." Howling Wolf, the junior sister, also ran out excitedly to look, seeing how beautiful the scenery outside was. On one side, Xiao Chen was at this moment very focused, forming hand seals and continuously saying, "Gather chi, gather chi." Da Chang saw Xiao Chen standing there muttering for a long time, so it turned and said, "How about you go rest for a bit? You've been chanting for a while now, it's giving me a headache." Hearing this, he lost focus and angrily turned, saying, "Shut up, or I'll hit you now." Just then the junior sister looked over and saw the wardrobe slightly ajar. After that she screamed in horror like crazy, "Ah, second senior brother, there's a human hand in the wardrobe." As soon as she finished speaking, an attack from outside flew directly towards them. Xiao Cheng frantically pushed the junior sister away, saying, "Someone's ambushing us." But the target of the attack was aimed directly at the wardrobe with the person inside. After the smoke and dust cleared, a disheveled old man was lying inside. They then realized it was the old pavilion master. After seeing the old pavilion master's corpse, the junior sister and Da Chang were terrified and hugged each other, screaming like crazy. After this commotion subsided, Xiao Cheng became vigilant as someone was coming. The people who arrived were the Moonwatch Pavilion brothers, along with the 4 great elders. Seeing this scene, the young master stepped forward and asked, "What are you doing here?" Seeing the second young master also arrive with his swollen face, he retorted, "You woke up quickly, very good." He secretly thought these four elders look exactly alike. It's hard to tell who's who. The young master trembled with anger, saying, "Shameless villain, we kindly kept you. Yet you dared to injure my brother and even trespassed into the soaring tower. You even coveted the secret cultivation techniques of the soaring tower. Not only that, you also killed my father, truly a monstrous crime that cannot be forgiven." Xiaocheng remained unfazed by this saying. "Before you criticize me, shouldn't you retrieve your father's remains? I think he's been dead for a long time. He must be very cold hearing this." The junior sister spoke up, saying, "Second senior brother, don't add fuel to the fire. Quickly explain." Da Chang also flared up and cursed. "Damn it, they're framing us again. Explain, explain what now? They've directly accused us of being the murderers." Saying more is useless as soon as he finished speaking. The young master immediately shouted loudly useless words. "Guards, capture these audacious fanatics and throw them into the dungeon." Seeing them so aggressive and framing them, the junior sister became furious. She drew her sword and cursed, "Damn it, if we don't beat these bastards directly. What good are our enlightening Valley's rules? If we can act, then stop talking and just hit him." Witnessing this scene, Xiaocheng immediately stopped her and asked, "When was this rule established?" "Don't mess around, this isn't that simple." After that, his group was captured and imprisoned in the dungeon. The girl was still angry, saying, "I've never endured such humiliation on one side." Da Qiang also sat crouched with crossed arms, snarling, not forgetting to curse. It must have been that Songju Fu. He doesn't look like a good person. He must have killed his father and framed us. After that, she clarified everything and rethought the issue, replying, "I'm not sure. I think that Song Wen Nuan also has a big problem." He immediately concluded that we did it as if he knew beforehand. Da Chang, on the other hand, stubbornly insisted that Songju Fu did it because we found the body. It's normal for him to think that way, it must be, because Songju Fu was beaten by us and held a grudge, wanting revenge. The girl then thoughtfully reorganized the issues and realized that Songju Fu's hand was broken by second senior brother, and the force that shattered the wardrobe must not have been from him. After that, she and Da Qiang both turned and asked second senior brother, "What do you think Xiaocheng tell us? Who did it?" Da Qiang's face at this moment just wished it could pounce and bite him. One person and one dog were still fuming, but when they turned to look, alas, second senior brother was fast asleep. Da Qiang, being too used to this, commented, "I think he's more of a talker." Suddenly, there was a sound of the lock outside being cut, which jolted Xiaocheng awake. Xiaocheng opened his eyes and said, "Someone's here." And the one who opened the lock was the young master. He said in a hurried tone, "Get out now. Time is short. Hurry up. Don't let anyone discover us." Seeing this, he yawned and asked, "So you're here to release us. Why not do it tomorrow? Do you know, I'm sleeping right now." Hearing Xiaocheng's question, he replied, "No, I'm here to break you out." The junior sister also wondered and questioned the young master. "You locked us up, and now you're breaking us out. Are you crazy?" Xiaocheng also agreed with the junior sister's statement, replying, "Do you study Sichuan opera? Are you a master of changing expressions to speak so naturally?" The young master sighed and lamented, "You've misunderstood. I was actually acting just now." He trembled with anger and continued, "Because I suspect Songju Fu killed father, but I only have a guess and no evidence, so I can't directly confirm it was him, and he has a lot of prestige in Moonwatch Pavilion. Everyone above and below listens to his commands. Even the two great elders side with him. I can't act rashly." Hearing him ramble, Xiaocheng couldn't stop yawning and said, "So much prestige, just him, the young master," then looked sorrowful and said, "Moonwatch Pavilion appears calm, but in reality hidden forces everywhere are stirring. Strange and dangerous changes are beginning. This is something outsiders don't know." He kept saying that Song Jufu had great ambitions. He still wanted to inherit the position of pavilion master, but I am the eldest son. Father definitely had to pass the position to me, so I guess he must have harbored resentment and killed father, framing others. Xiaocheng listened, bored, and picked his ear, replying, "The plot is so familiar. It's about killing your father and brother, right?" It was precisely for this reason that he explained everything clearly to Xiaocheng's group. Now do you understand my situation is very dangerous? It can be said to be hanging by a thread, so I can't casually turn against Song Ju-fu. Just now I could only go with the flow and frame you all. Therefore now I can only trust you all. Brother Shu, please help me subdue Song Ju-fu and comfort father's soul in heaven. The young master talked a lot, but looking back, Xiao Cheng was already fast asleep. Seeing this, the junior sister and Da Qiang also called out a few times. Then he said, Brother Shu, haven't you always been looking for dragon claw flowers actually? I have a hidden plant, as long as you help me. As soon as he finished speaking, Xiao Cheng was already right in front of him. His face darkened. He stretched out his hand and said, Give me the item, I'll help you educate your younger brother with his sudden appearance. He almost scared the young master to death. He flinched in terror and shouted, I have a weak heart. Can you please not approach so suddenly? Suddenly, an attack quickly flew towards them. Xiao Cheng immediately noticed and turned to block it. Song Ju-fu immediately said, as expected, You are a gang today. I will eliminate you villains to avenge my father. This is the end of the story. See you all in the next episode if you liked it. Hit the bell to follow the latest episode, everyone.